100% like the going live line right there.
It's
Please
5
repeat
seasons.
that. Please, repeat what you just said, because I am still processing it.
Which part? Which
so
part?
much.
All I heard was boat, some things about locations, and telephone operators.
Oh, okay. So that's a couple of different things. I watched. There's a lot of really good Spanish shows on Netflix, like La Casa de Papel, which is a money heist. Altamar, which is the one on the boat. It's about these people. They're going on a boat from Europe to South America, and the one girl's a writer, and her sister are leaving the country because they're orphans now. Their father's dead. But then there's Nazis. There's murder. There's gonna be a wedding, and then they don't have a wedding. They throw one guy down the stairs. They just full on throw him down the stairs. This is all in season 1 still.
Down the stairs.
They throw him down the stairs. Well, here's the thing. He's dead. He's dead, and then they throw him down the stairs. And then
every word, Julia, every word.
And then, so the one guy, so then they're starting to have this romance. And he's like, my wife died during the war. I was away at war, and our town was invaded, and all this other stuff. And then they're on this big old boat going to South America, and then they get You okay?
Yeah, just spilled my beer.
Oh no.
I need to go grab some paper towels. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
You're fine. They pick up a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean going from Europe to South America, and his missing dead wife is on it.
Drama.
That's incredible.
I love this.
So that's Altamar. That's a very good one. One's my favorite. The one actor, the one guy is so tall, it's almost like scary sometimes. He's very nice. He's a very nice man. You see him standing next to people, and he just you know how you feel fear for a smaller creature? That's a predator. He's not. He's just huge.
Fair.
But the other one I was talking about, JD, is Las Chicas del Cable, which is set in Madrid in 1928, and it's advertised. It's for young women who are gonna have careers of their own, and they're gonna work at this company, and they're gonna be telephone switchboard operators. And then it's not. And then this one chick she's blackmailed into working for the company because she has to steal something from a vault, which happens to be the vault that belongs to somebody who she used to know when she was a child, who was then adopted into this wealthy family, and now he's a stepson of this wealthy family. And so it's a heist movie. Fascism comes into it because it's Madrid, it's Spain in the 1920s into the 1930s, and there's murder. They murder one of them's abusive husband. They put him in a suitcase and they throw him over the water, and then he comes back. There's twin brothers. They're trying to have the same relationship with the same woman. There is a very and then the one chick is in a relationship with the brother from her past and the stepbrother, and then she has a baby, and the grandmother steals it. Hi, Gwen. They break someone out of prison. They break someone out of prison by digging a big hole. I shit you not. They just dig a big hole. To break them out of prison. And then the baby gets abducted. The baby gets abducted, and she takes it to America. And I don't know how it ended. I didn't watch season 5.
That's incredible.
That's a whole lot. That's a lot.
It was advertised as a fun little silly. It's set in the 1920s, and these women are gonna have careers, and they're gonna just work at a telephone company. It's gonna be like a silly little girls' night, and it's not.
That's amazing. All right, might have to find that one because that sounds incredible.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that out.
Cable Girls is what the English name is. It's just Cable Girls.
Okay. I'm also realizing I made a mistake as I'm looking at everyone on stream, and I didn't wear my black shirt.
Oh, yeah. See,
yeah, you missed the memo. I'm sorry, Andy.
Technically, this is navy. Technically, this is blue.
Fair enough.
Your son is there.
My son is here.
It's because Lavinia's a cop, so it's just a dark blue.
True.
The rest of us are in black because we're rogues. You know, it's thematic. It's thematic.
Yep. It's like, look at all these like hardcore heisters, and then Lavinia.
Well, okay. Now, B might not be a hardcore heister either. I don't remember what Della's wearing. Is she also in black?
Yes.
But yeah, perfect.
Well, hello everybody. We're back after a bit of a hiatus for Neverember's Enigma. Post heist, moving into probably more heists. Given this is a heisting game, or at least for some of us. Some of us it's a, dark academia. Some of this is a gritty noir novella. Some of us it's a wild whirlwind romance, and some of us are just actually heisting. I don't know.
Why not all of the above at the same time?
Yeah, we blend it all together in this whirlwind of a game, and we have Neverember's Enigma set in Waterdeep, having a great time. And yeah, I think with that, let's just like introduce people. It's been a minute. I'll start with Bedlam.
Hello, I'm Bedlam. I'm playing Brindle Fallow, a former farmer, half elf, now in Waterdeep. And he's kind of fallen in with a bad crowd. He's tried to find his family, found his family. Turns out his family might be part of the family, here in Waterdeep. So the Zentarum are they're kind of a nasty bunch. And yeah, stayed at this boarding house, met a whole bunch of other cool folks, and we're seeing where things go from there. Just got done with the first heist. It went well. We succeeded. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Riveting success. JD.
Hey, I am JD. In this game, I play Riv. They are an absolutely normal changeling rogue. They are here to get money for purposes perhaps yet unknown. We'll see how it goes. They're also romancing like 5 million people at the same time, with more on that list every day. So maybe they'll add some more to their polycool as we're moving forward.
For real, if Riv has one more romantic partner, I actually need to create a separate tracker to now track all the romances, because I'm like, this is getting out of hand.
Listen, I am just trying to make sure we always have a backup heisting crew, that we just go with all of my romantic partners and they help us out if at any point we need that.
Honestly,
Our B team.
that would make a great side arc. We'll put a pin in that for later.
Just all of us play romantic partners.
Yeah.
You
the
are
random-
a sick
Oh,
son
there
of
it
a-
is.
Gonna kill that dog.
Joke's on you, Della. Introduce yourself.
He's the best. Okay,
it's good because I gotta do it quickly because my
Okay,
daughter's back
guys.
here trying to go to bed again.
I didn't hear where you
Um,
said, but you're up.
Yeah, that's fine. Gwen is here. I'm Della. I'm on difficulty mode parenting tonight. And tonight I'll be playing B, who's a completely normal gnomish wizard who completely fucked up this last heist and isn't entirely sure the life is going to be for her. Because there's a succession of nat ones rolled by yours truly
That's incredible.
that really nearly my 2-year-old is right there messed things up, made things complicated. I'm gonna go put her back in bed because you see we just transitioned her crib into a big girl bed, so
Ooh.
now
Nice.
she can get out, and so she does. So I'm going to have to do a reverse heist with this small criminal and put her back where she belongs. So I will return in mere moments.
Best of luck. And Julia.
I'm gonna say, speaking of small criminals, my son has got the zoomies and he's fucking with the witch bells, which is not good. Don't do that.
I thought that was
Don't
gonna be
do
your
that.
intro. Like, speaking of small criminals, I'm Julia.
Speaking of small criminals. Hello, I'm Julia. Tonight I'm going to be playing Lavinia he just ripped Paul off of the bookshelf. I'm going to be playing Lavinia Hale. She is a half-elf warlock. celestial warlock. She works for, the city guard. ACAB does include Lavinia Hale. She's got one arm, a chip on her shoulder, and probably a lot of stuff to do at work today, considering so much crime happened yesterday. Who could have guessed all this crime was going to happen?
Heck yeah. And it is it is kind of where we pick up, right? On a bit of a busy day. Let's see if this music still works. I think it does. There it goes.
I'm sorry, I have to let him out. That yodel that you just heard was my last warning before he starts to be real bad.
Oh, no worries. Wow.
Oh, big eyes you have.
You got any questions or concern? How's everyone in the chat doing? How's everybody out there? The internet worlds. I guess we're all in the internet worlds, really. Lots of crime tonight, very on brand. Yep. Now you gotta just land it with the theme, you know.
Children are acting up today.
Oh, popcorn. What kind of popcorn? Get excited about that. That's like my favorite snack in the world. Most times it's like, no, I'll skip this snack. Someone puts a bowl of popcorn in front of me, I'm just like a cartoon character, like just eating it until I wear the bowl on my head with maple syrup. Huh. I've never considered that as an option.
Fancy.
That sounds delicious. I want to try this now. Has anybody else here had popcorn with maple syrup?
Maple syrup? No, I've
Sounds
not
really
tried that
good.
one.
I
mean, it's like an easier version of caramel popcorn, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be really similar.
It's like a nice salty sweet combo.
My stepmom from Texas likes to cut up cheddar cheese and dip it in applesauce. So
that interesting.
I mean, I've had apples and cheese. I could see it. It's a little bit of a stretch for me, but I could see it.
I feel like the textures work, but the flavor might be weird.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking the opposite. I was like, yeah, those flavors work. I don't know those textures though.
That mouthfeel is just, that's not it.
Mm.
Oh, that's fascinating. Huh. All right. I will do our introduction and we will. Oh, I forgot because I haven't done this in a minute. Hey, we're streaming for charity. Doctors Without Borders is the fundraiser that charity we're currently streaming for. These are advantage tokens. So if you donate, not only do the players get more advantage tokens to burn whenever, but you donate to a good cause. We hit our previous goal of 2,000, so we've extended that to 2,200. So if you feel generous, please throw a donation. Otherwise, just enjoy just spamming the chat and throwing out silly gifts because that's always fun too. I like that a lot. All right, welcome back, Della. So here we go for real. Third time's a charm. Music cued. There it goes. All right. When we last left our heroes, they were fleeing at a rapid pace from a very successful heist at the Modern History Museum, Barkenbluff Museum of Natural History in Waterdeep. They were there to steal a gem. They succeeded, even though a rival counterpart of theirs showed up and tried to take it and did in fact steal a gem and flee with the gem. It was a fake. Players made a very clever swap moments before, and so their rival left with basically a shiny glass ball. Well, get good at heisting, I guess. So the rest of the players, they flee into the night to a safe house that their heist counterpart Sergio set up for them. And it's at that safe house where we kind of start the session. So the next morning, things have settled down a bit. As you're looking around the safe house, it's rather large. It's actually about a 3-story manor. It's old. It's kind of dusty. There's a bunch of sheets all over the tables and chairs for what furniture you can find. It is rather sparse in terms of actual decorations and furnishing. But for those of you poking around, the first floor is an honest to God tavern. And you see a old tavern name behind the bar. It says this is the Trollskull Manor. And for those of you who would like to, you can make a knowledge history check to be familiar with like where the hell in Waterdeep you actually are, because it's a series of crazy shenanigans. You're
Sure.
definitely in the north area. That's an easy one for you to track.
I think I have that skill. Maybe? Yeah, yes.
It could be
17.
17. Oh hell yeah.
13.
20. Dirty 20.
Also 17.
Wow. All right, so you guys know the city inside and out. When you fled, Sergio kind of gave you directions through just a series of like back alleys, cut throughs, kind of circuitous street routes, and got you to a kind of sandwiched in market area between Ceradon Street and Delzorn Street, which is actually in the North Ward, in Trollskull Alley. And as you kind of like look out the windows and kind of get your bearings, you realize, oh yeah, Trollskull Alley. This is a market area. The great thing about this is you're watching just the hustle and bustle and noise and traffic out here is that it's a pretty transient area, right? It's just not like people usually don't live here. The people that do got to come into town for work and then leave, which is great because you just have renters coming and going. And then outside, there's just markets. So anything you kind of want to find in the area, there's like everything from some established shops to just a lot of just people come in, they set up a tarp or a cart for the day, they sell whatever their wares are, and then usually in the nighttime, vendors kind of clear out. But that's where you've kind of landed as you get comfortable with your morning. There's some provisions that have been dropped off um, by somebody, probably Sergio. It's just simple stuff, simple food that doesn't require anything complex to keep for a while, but more than enough to get you through what you need. And what do you all do when you wake up and start to get your bearings and figure out where you are?
Actually, so you said this was what alley? Where did you say this was?
Troll
I'm on the
Skull
map.
Alley.
Trollskull Alley.
Yes.
Ooh.
You currently reside in a bar called Trollskull Manor. I can actually send you.
I found it on the.
Found it? Okay.
on the map.
You can search it. It's actually on there too.
That's what I did a search for it.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think Brindle's going to double check that he's carrying that gem still, which seems to have had an effect on him, and he's sort of checking to see if this was real, and then starts looking kind of at his surroundings and kind of trying to figure out, like, what does he see here? What's happening around? What kind of room do they wake up in?
There's like a series of bedrooms up here. It's nothing fancy. It literally is just bed frame, mattress, and like some drawers still have all four of their legs. Some drawers are just absent entirely. But it's warm, it's dry, and more importantly, like the doors, the locks on all the doors work.
That is
So-
that is a perk.
But as you check on that gemstone, you do hear a little bit of a voice say, "Oh, good morning, courier. Where are we off to today?"
Nope. Not responding. Nope. Don't like that.
Slam it back in the drawer, and then the leg falls off. Like,
yeah. Now he'll keep it on him because that's this is the thing they went in for. It's worth a lot. You never know what's going to happen to it, but he's going to shove that into some sort of a pouch that is not at all touching him. Maybe a pouch within a pouch.
very cool. Yeah, you get your bearings, you look around, you see that there's everyone else made it back last night. You see their rooms are still kind of closed, so they're kind of getting set up for the morning. But yeah, it's early, right? I'd probably say it's around like 7 a.m. at this point. I think the noise of the market acting up started to wake you all up more than anything else, because it was a late night and you probably got a couple hours of sleep. But hey, you go for the day.
Lavinia is a pretty early riser because of her job and everything. So she probably got up, rooted around to see like if there was anything like edible around here, and probably did not eat it even if she found it. Let's be for real. And she probably went out and got something to eat.
Yeah,
Elsewhere.
the provisions you do see are like they're clearly recent, right? So there's like a basket with just stuff in there, like bread, cheese, easy things to just kind of maintain. But yeah, as you go out into the streets, is anybody else like kind of getting up and going out too?
Oh, I mean, Brindle's grabbing some of that free food. That's some breakfast right there. It doesn't look like it's going to cost him anything. Absolutely, bread, cheese. Let's go.
Some fruits, yeah.
Absolutely free food. I have 3 jobs now to do, so I'm probably getting up and running out. Do we know why I missed it? My daughter is currently inconsolable upstairs, but so I might have to miss some more. But why are we in this house? Do we know?
Oh, this is your safe house
Oh,
from
this is
when
our
you
safe
fled the
house.
heist.
Yeah. This is
Okay.
where we were directed to after we fled during the fireworks distraction.
Right.
Sergio
Okay.
lit
So
off
we ended up getting some items after our last successful heist.
Yes.
Is this something that we find in the maybe provisions that were dropped off by oh no, what's his name?
Sergio. I think
Sergio. Yeah.
I think this is the best way to do this. As everyone kind of like wakes up and gets settled and like kind of congregates around like the crooked uh kitchen table where no matter where you put the coaster, you can't stop it from wobbling. Um there's a basket, right? There's 4 small pouches with has like looks like coins, and then 4 small items that are kind of like in boxes with your names written on them.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, I think Brindle opens it up. And then says, "Oh, yeah, great," and just puts it on.
What do you put on?
Sorry. So he opens up his box and he finds I think it's a amulet, right?
Yeah.
And I assume that this amulet is something that could hang around his neck. And he's like, "Ooh, this is shiny. This is cool." He doesn't really question what it is or what it might do, and just puts it on because that's the Brindle way of doing things. It is an amulet of, well, I don't know if Brindle even knows what it does yet. So yeah, he grabs the amulet, he throws it on, and he's like, "Cool, nice gift, thanks, Sergio."
You do feel a moment as you put it on of like a little surge of magical energy.
Ooh,
right? And that's not
that felt weird. Hey B, do you know what this is?
Do you want me to cast Identify? Because that's actually kind of an expensive spell, and
maybe check to see if there was a tag.
Like it would cost money for it? Oh, is there like a note or anything in the box? Like Brindle checks the box. Like
if you flip it over, it's got basically the like gift receipt that says amulet of proof of detection, amulet of proof against detection and location.
Oh, okay. No, sorry, B. It says it right here. Okay, cool.
Oh, well, that's really great.
They're not gonna make you
Yeah.
expend resources to know.
Can you tell me what this does? I mean, it's proof against detection and location, I'm guessing, but yeah, awesome. That's
it's like
exciting.
the opposite. It's like the opposite of having you microchipped.
Right. Yeah, so give me a second to yeah, so basically this makes you immune to divination magic. Okay, hidden from divination magic. There are plenty of,
Wow.
so if I can see you, I can still cast divination, but magical scrying, you're done.
You know,
Actually, I don't think that's true. I think you can't be targeted by divination magic. So yeah, this makes you essentially really hard to hit with divination magic at all.
hard to find. Yeah. Okay.
Hard to find. Yeah.
That's Sergio. He's always looking out for us. This is probably how Delacar found me at the house last time, and I bet Sergio saw this. I bet Sergio's looking out for me. That's awesome. Thanks, Sergio. It's like Christmas.
As you look at the pouch of coins, it's 150 dragons
each.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
150
Damn.
dragons?
Mm-hmm. Gold dragons.
That's a massive amount of money. That's
the insane amount.
15 months pay.
Wow.
Man, wow. Yeah, Brindle's like, man, if it wasn't for my family loyalty, I would like, I'd be done with this in Tarm right now. This is a great gig. He doesn't say that out loud, obviously.
Yeah, and the rest of you all have boxes with your names written on them as well.
I think B is going to open hers. Is probably going to look at the bottom first and see what it is, and be like, oh, this is interesting. This is a this will let me cast more spells. And she takes it out, and it's just a little pearl, possibly like on a little necklace. And she's like, this is very handy.
What is it, B?
It's called a Pearl of Power. Essentially, it will. Magic users can get kind of like tapped out. Like there's a certain point at which we can't cast spells anymore. This will make it so that it's like a reserve. So if I get tapped out, I can still cast like one more spell.
Extremely useful and interesting. However, Brindle definitely got distracted by cheese halfway through that sentence. He's like, I don't know, there's some magic stuff here. What? Yeah.
That's entirely fair. B is probably pretty distracted by cheese too.
Eating the whole brick of it.
Yeah.
Just free cheese. It's hard to resist.
Don't throw it through the transom window.
What did Riv get?
I guess Lavinia will open hers, and inside there's just one earring. It's not a set of earrings, it's just a single earring, and she's kind of like, that's a fashion choice, and then flips over the card, and it's an earring of message, which will prove very useful. But now she stands there for a second, and then she like turns mostly to B, but she just addresses the room in general, and she's like, can someone help me put this in? Earrings is a two-handed job.
Yeah, I just need can you gotta come down here.
I'll come down.
Even kneeling on the floor, B is like reaching up.
And
Brindle very unhealthily watches while eating cheese.
And I'm imagining that that's actually what Riv walks in on, because they've been in their room for a little bit longer than the others. Because when they wake up, they still don't look like themselves. You all likely caught a glimpse of a figure who was around the build of Riv, but had a rounder face and red hair, cropped short. And they went straight to one of the rooms and had not come out. And we see them sitting on the edge of the bed, looking in the mirror, just kind of running their hands over their face, over their hair, with a look of almost nostalgia. And then as they smooth their hands through their hair again, it turns into the shaggier black hair that you're used to. They rub their thumbs along their cheeks, shifts to that sharper facial features. And when they walk out to see B helping Lavinia, they look like themselves again, or at least the self that all of you have known.
I think Brindle would have made some offhand and whatever comment about you coming out of somebody else's room that he had seen somebody go into, but I don't think Brindle actually would have noticed which room the red-haired person went into. But had he noticed, he probably would have made some like not putting it together comment. Anyway, yeah.
Is that your new partner, Riv? Where did they go?
Riv, how did you have time? Riv, how did you have time to meet someone in between us leaving the museum and getting here?
I swear to God.
How do you do that?
It's my charm.
Got that Riv.
It's something.
Got that Riv.
Got that Riv. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Incredible. Yeah, Riv on the table. There's a box with your name on it and a small sack of gold coins.
And they look at the box. I don't think, because they haven't watched everyone else, they don't think to like flip it over to look, but they open it, they look at the item, and then they do look to see if they can find any information about what it might be, as it is a ring, specifically a ring of mind shielding. And they just kind of hold it in their hand for a moment and rub their fingers along it and then slide it on. And then
Did
glance
someone
at...
propose to you last night? Because that would be honestly the funniest fucking thing to happen.
Was it Sergio?
Did Sergio propose to you last night? Are you involved with Sergio too? I'm not judging, I'm impressed.
I mean, Sergio is very nice to look at, but I do not think we have that type of relationship yet.
Please leave that door open.
Keeping it open a crack.
I'm not saying no, but speaking of Sergio, you see another note on the table that just says, "Make contact with you all soon. Do what you need to do to maintain your daily lives. Here's a set of keys if you need to return. Thanks for everything."
I don't know. Thank you, Sergio. Brindle hefting the 150 dragons in a pouch.
This is like heavy.
You feel like B, it's like holding a bowling ball.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm starting to feel like I
I
need to
wanna
open
use
an
this-
account somewhere and put this somewhere. Like this is a lot. I don't think I've ever had this amount of money before.
Riv, have you just been keeping your money under your mattress?
Look, this is the
I wouldn't
advantage.
Riv, I said the
that.
wrong
No,
name.
Don't put it in a bank. Don't put it in a bank. That's how they get you. The best way. So either you put it in the bank and you have a fake job so you can launder the money and make it look legitimate and you pay your taxes on it. Or you keep it in a jar under your bed and you don't pay taxes on it and nobody knows. Unless somebody steals it out from under your bed, which is
Or-
See, it's I would have bought into this. Brindle would have 100% bought into this mattress saving program or whatever you want to call it. However,
MSP,
the last time he left something in his room, Delacar broke in and was rifling around and stuff. So no, yeah, I think Brindle just keeps everything on him now.
There's always the Castellanter Opportunity and Investment Network.
Yeah, that's true.
Coin is up for business.
Castellanter one or no, the other one. Who was it? The lady. It wasn't Castellanter. It was the other one trying to sell me on the pyramid scheme, right?
Oh yes,
yeah,
you always
put your
invest
money
in
to work.
Vita Health.
But the Castellanters are opening like a suit, like a bank thing.
Yeah, they
That
celebrated
is
their grand
true.
opening 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
And
but
they're partnered with the Sword Coast Exchange. So
Lavinia would be like, "Don't do that, not them."
You know what's
Oh, no?
really
Why not? They seem nice.
I'm pretty sure that I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about banking, but here's some assumptions that I'm making. a lot of banks, especially things like Coin, especially these private banks, wind up like having a lot of risk, and they ask the government to kind of underwrite that risk for them, and so that the government sort of agrees to basically pay back a certain amount of risk that the banks absorb, uh, and the city's broke. The city
Uh,
has $0. So if the Castellanters fuck this up even a little bit, everything's fucked.
Oh, that's a
And
great
it's
point.
fucked so much faster than it's already kind of fucked.
Check that
Do
off on a
we?
plot point. Hell yeah.
there's that, but then also the Castellanters are linked to the imps that destroyed Riv's theater.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, also they're like
how much I forget how much of this
no.
that Brindle actually would know though. Like, do we know? Do we actually know for sure that the city's broke?
Yes,
Or was that
Sergio told us the
okay.
city's broke?
That's right. That's what it was. I can
sure
remember
did.
for Sergio or one of those side scenes where we saw it, but our characters didn't. Okay,
No,
okay.
Sergio was explicitly like, the city's broke.
Yeah, that's right.
Bad.
That's right. Okay. All right. Yeah, not going to put that in the bank. Holy cow. All right. Thanks, B. And can't trust a mattress either because of Delacar. So I guess I'm just carrying it around on me. So that's fine. That's fine.
I think it's you a bag of holding.
No, listen. Wearable wealth is very in dwarven circles. So if you want to take that gold and like smelt it into a couple of like really nice things that you can then potentially exchange later, I got the hookup. I can get you some people.
Yeah,
who
right
can
in the
turn
shoe.
that into some
150
nice,
dragons, right in the shoe. I think that's a good place to put it.
I was thinking more like a
it's
sick ass gold chain.
it's Brindle,
Maybe
so
a
he's
belt?
gonna put it all in
No,
one
it's like-
shoe, and he's gonna walk kind of lopsided.
No,
like,
you make one of those like the dancer belly dancer belts that have the coins on them, except it's
Yeah.
actually your gold
Yes.
coins, and you just walk around with it, and then every time you need to buy something, you just rip one off.
I just love the
Okay,
idea of
but-
you trying to run from a heist and just jingling away, like
It's like
spilling
a-
coins like a cartoon character.
It's like a necklace of fireball, except it's just your money.
That's a different type of wealth.
yeah.
As you
So actually, that does bring up a good question. How much does it cost to buy something to actually store the remainder of the platinum in, such that it's more protected? Maybe Brindle wants to go to a magic shop and find something to put the stuff in, so that he doesn't lose his newfound wealth. That's a very Brindle thing to do.
Because these dragons, these are essentially platinum pieces. These are not.
They're platinum pieces,
gold
right?
pieces.
Oh, they are gold pieces. Oh, I
150
thought they were platinum
gold dragons,
pieces.
yeah.
Oh,
We would never.
Oh, he's
We would be
he's not that wealthy.
disappearing if they were platinum.
Yeah.
All right, it's still a lot of money though.
Yeah, it's
It
still
is.
good money. No, suns are platinum. If you got
Suns are platinum,
suns,
okay.
you would be
Okay,
rolling in money.
there we
but,
go. Okay.
Yeah, gold dragons are just standard
Gold.
currency coins. Yeah.
Still, that ups Brindle's net worth by like an order of magnitude. So it's still quite a bit.
By about 150 dragons.
by-
Just about,
Yeah.
I think he
estimating.
had. I think he had 30-ish before, which was actually nothing to sneeze at. But
Like you got because you got the 10 that you got from Delacar. You got the money you got from agreeing to help that guy with his
even
warehouse,
though I didn't
and you
really
got
find
paid
anything,
by your
but, yeah.
by your family.
Oh no, Brindle's been triple dipping, quadruple if you consider this payment too. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, this
yeah,
is good to know though,
alright.
because you guys have some walking around money, and if you're heading outside, right, and or if you're just like being a little more cautious and kind of peeking through the blinds, right, as you're looking up and down the alleyway, there's a couple things you just kind of start to notice from the shops, right? Like I said, it's busy, right? You can think of like almost I'll go with like a downtown Times Square busy, where just a ton of sidewalk traffic. People are coming in, grabbing stuff, buying hot dogs off of cart vendors and rolling out. It's just a lot of foot traffic. But you see, there's a couple shops nearby as you're all out walking, trying to like grab a cup of coffee or get familiar with the area. There's one shop you see called the Bent Nail. It's got like a small wooden sign above it, and it looks like that they sell a lot of wooden weapons and furniture, like anything carpentry related. tends to be their shtick, right? That's a more well established shop. As you go a little further down, you see a place called Steam and Steel, where that looks like they're actually running a forge and are able to make different types of weapons and armor. A little further down the rows, you see a place called Corellian's Crown, which in the window has just like dozens of odd shaped little bottles and flasks and like different small liquids of strange colors and shapes. And it very quickly dawns on you that it's probably a potion shop of some type. Um, and the last one, or two more, sorry. You see a place called Bookworm's Treasure, right? It looks like a very nice used bookstore slash small library. And Riv, this one catches your eye, I think specifically, but all of you see there's a small sign, uh, almost miss it, honestly, walking down the street, but it is right in front of a staircase that goes up to a second floor office of some type. And it says Tiger Eye Detective Agency. And as you're kind of getting acquainted with the area, those are the big things that stick out. There's obviously everyone's selling every type of thing, like custom made handbags and scarves and just all fruits, vegetables, like all sorts of cool foods and like roasted whatever street food and street cars. Like there's just a lot going on, but those are more established shops that you kind of catch a glance of.
Can we get a list of those in the Discord just so that we're
Yeah, I
as
can
my
drop 'em.
brain is thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think B is going to take advantage of her GM's obsession with spy novels and engage in
How dare you?
uh just a little bit of dry cleaning on her way to the to work. So is going to cast disguise self uh on her way out the door and is going to walk up a ways as a about a foot taller sort of like a portly dwarven woman
Okay.
as opposed to a gnome because about a foot taller, still about 3.5 feet tall. There's no way she's doing much more than that. Um, and so, yeah, she's gonna head on out and basically get on, like, walk away from the university, get on like a streetcar, uh, take a streetcar a couple of blocks further down, stop into a coffee shop, turn back into B, buy herself some coffee, and then head from there to the university.
Smart move.
So not not the most, but a little.
No, I like that a lot. Uh yeah, that works out. Takes a little longer, but that works very well for you. And you feel pretty go ahead and make a perception check.
Sweet. I love a perception check. Do I have anything here? Oh, I didn't roll my thing.
Your portent.
My portent. I need to roll my portent, but first I'll roll my perception.
You get that first sip of caffeine, and then your portent comes through.
My perception is 21.
You feel pretty confident that that whole exchange worked well. Like you don't feel like anybody's following you or don't get any like weird creeper vibes. Very nice. For all of
Excellent.
you also to note, there are some newspaper stands out and about, right? It is absolutely front page news that the Varkenbluff Museum of Natural History was robbed. Uh, there's basically like what's the old word for newspaper kids who'd yell like news cry
Newsies.
Newsies.
Thank you. Um, like newsies is just yelling like, "Hey, 2 bits for the news!" Like Waterdeep Museum robbed North Ward. Captain assures people the investigation is ongoing. Suspects are being questioned.
Yeah, B is going to pay that exactly as much attention as she always does, which is not all that much, and keep on keeping on.
Okay. So you roll out to work. What about the rest of you? I know
You know,
B, you have a very important appointment tonight.
Oh, sweet. 2d20s.
yeah, normally, you say do 2d20s? Oh, I thought you
I'm
rolled
doing
two
my
20s.
portent. Yeah,
for
I'm rolling
damage,
my
yeah.
portent. Yeah. For damage, yeah. I'm attacking you. This is PvP now.
Oh no.
Sorry. What I should have done is turned my mic off. Apologies.
You're good. Oh, just a reminder for B, you do have an important appointment tonight.
I will absolutely not be returning to that woman's office.
No, with that's
No,
later this
that's
morning.
in the
if you want.
morning.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that either. But yes, oh no, my
Volo.
very important appointment with the author. Yeah.
Yeah, Volo.
Yeah.
Got a permit to go into the graveyard.
Yep.
What's everyone else doing with their morning?
We do love a Volo. Brindle, I think Brindle was ready to just walk out the door. But so seeing B take a lot of extra precaution, going into disguise before leaving. It sort of checks himself, and decides to. Is there a back door out of this place or roof access?
There's definitely a back door. You could, especially with like your level of acrobatics. This is what this place looks like, by the way, because you have a little visual.
Oh my gosh, this is not going to work. Oh yeah, okay, but I'd probably be seen out on a balcony trying to get up. Unless
not out the back. So the front
Got it.
faces into the alley. The alley is where all the business is happening. The back actually exits to like a main street, but that's way more calm because everyone like basically does the cut through to the alley, comes into like the shop area, and then disperses to like their day-to-day business.
Well,
so you might get seen,
okay,
but like there's a lot less people.
Two different streets. Yeah, I guess I will try to climb up onto the roof, but I will do it stealthily. I'd like to stealth out of there, and also, depending on what I'm wearing, is there a change of clothes there? Can I wear something different than the flashy stuff we wore to the ball or to the gala last night? Because that would be ideal. Not wearing the
yeah,
nice
you would
stuff.
have to change of street clothes as well.
Okay,
go ahead and roll.
In that
stealth.
case, rolling stealth. Well, that's a base 19 with a modifier of a bit of, wait, where's my stealth? 26.
You feel pretty good about that. Like you kind of just slide up in a window. You can see like the balconies and the turrets kind of like almost ladder down to each other. It's kind of concerning actually how easy it would be to climb up these balconies and get in. But you just down, hop the fence, and kind of roll. And
there we go.
If people
Brenda's
see
also
you, they don't
interested in this coffee shop, and if he hurries there, maybe he can get B to buy it for him.
No.
Well, that's what Brindle's doing. Yeah, so
Okay.
far.
What about Riv and Lavinia?
Well, I do have to go to work, and I have a bit of a hike back down to my precinct. So I think Lavinia does just go out that back door. And she operates under the if you act like you're supposed to be there, no one's gonna notice you're there mentality. She doesn't do anything particularly extra to hide who she is. She kind of has accepted that she can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a busy city area. A couple people like look your direction and then just like don't care.
Like if you just act like you're supposed to be there, people will forget that you were there because they just assume you're supposed to be there. It's like when you just put on an orange vest and walk into a venue. So so she makes her way. She's probably gonna have to go all the way back to the boarding house because she's gonna have to get her uniform and then go to work. So she's kind of just like hustling, but she will probably stop to get the newspaper because that's part of her habit. She does read that.
As you stop to get the newspaper, you scan through it real quick. It's a very quick summary with a few quotes from the captain of the North Ward. Hold on, different tab. It's Idra Siko is their name. Basically quoting saying like, "Hey, we have this under control. We have leads. We have a couple suspects that we're going to pursue, and we will have this priceless artifact back in to the museum as quickly as possible." Um, there's a speculation or like editor's opinion kind of piece where he just tears into the Black Viper and is just 100% like Black Viper strikes again. This crime is out of control. The Waterdeep police say they have it under control, but she keeps robbing noble house after noble house, and now, or they keep robbing noble house after noble house. And at this point, you know, it's unstoppable. It's a mess, right? And that's more of a actually rudder bust opinion, but it's thrown out there.
All
So,
right.
but none of your names are mentioned.
Good. That would have been a bit shocking. But yeah, so she will just make her way to work, ready to act as if this is all a surprise to her.
Okay.
And see, just keep her ear out to see what she can hear in case there's more. Because she's curious about these suspects.
Absolutely. And what's Rib doing?
Oh, Riv is absolutely paying a visit to the Tiger's Eye Detective Agency. That is what they are doing.
Okay. Which who are you when you do this?
They are Riv when they do this.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up the stairs and very quickly like the colors seem to fade away and it almost becomes like a black and white, smoke-filled jazzy music kind of overwhelms your senses, right? And then you get to the point where you see a frosted glass door that says Vincent Trench Private Eye. Top of this landing.
They knock.
After a moment, there's some shuffling inside. The door opens, and standing in front of you is a very tall, very broad-shouldered uh, man who's just smoking a cigar, hat and trench coat on the little coat rack next to him in this like very old-timey looking noir detective office. Um, he goes, "Morning. What can I do for you?"
Good morning. Are you Detective Trench?
In the flesh. You are?
My name is Riv. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard good things about you.
Oh, well, thank you. Come on in. Take a seat. He goes around to his desk, just very neatly organized. Go ahead and actually roll a perception check. He's looking around this office.
It's a 22, and I'm getting scared that I'm rolling so well this early.
That's good. You see, he comes in and he takes a couple files, kind of stacks them together, tests them a couple times on the desk, and sits them into a desk drawer. You catch one of the names of the files is Dangerous Doppelganger Case, and he kind of slides that away and goes, "Cigarette?"
I could never say no to a morning cigarette.
Kind of flips one out to you, like a nice silver cigarette case.
They
Oh,
take one, put it to their lips, and lean forward for him to light it for them.
so Riv, what brings you to my door?
I don't know if this is the kind of case you take, but I work for the Eclipse Theater. and we've been experiencing some problems. One might almost say a haunting.
Series of tragedies. You had a fire and then some vandalism. It's upsetting.
We did, and I have to be honest, the cast and crew are pretty unnerved, pretty on edge with what has been happening. I I I would like to have faith that the police are investigating in the ways that they need to, but so much seems to have been going on recently. I don't think they care much about what's happening in a theater.
Hmm. Yeah, you see a copy of today's newspaper with a bunch of like circles on it as he's kind of flipped through it, but it's on the front page, and he goes, "Yeah, they might be occupied with some bigger stuff for a little bit, but I'm going to try and find this vandal."
If it is a vandal, I don't know what it might be. I don't know if you handle ghosts, but it could also be a ghost.
Hmm.
I don't really understand any of that.
Well, wouldn't be the first time I crossed past the specter. Never pleasant, but hey, that's what I do for you. Take the case.
You will?
Hmm? Now, of course, fees and expenses. Right?
Of course.
Ask for upfront 25 gold retainer.
A lot of money,
It
Detective
is,
Trench.
but it's a valuable theater with a lot of people relying on you, right? I guess relying on us now.
It is, and I know I'm not the only one who cares about making sure this show and this theater remain safe. It it might take me a day or so to bring you back that money, but I'm sure everyone would be willing to chip in and support your incredible work.
Okay. No, I'll get started in some preliminary work. Swing by tomorrow. Get the case further from there. Uh, have names, people at the theater, and kind of an employment roster or something like that. Would be real helpful. I doubt
Of
anybody
course.
there is causing you trouble, but you know how it goes. Got to go down the list.
Of course, that makes perfect sense, though I can't imagine anyone I work with would do something like that.
People never do.
Suppose I could be trusting the wrong person.
But rest assured, the coworkers won't be harassed or anything like that. That's not how I do business. I'm very discreet.
I appreciate that, Detective Trench, and I hope I'm not taking you away from other important cases.
This is what I live for. Um, he asked a few more just administrative follow-up questions, names, addresses, that kind of stuff to write it all down. And he says, "Okay, yeah, swing by tomorrow with the gold, and we'll be in business. I'll show you my preliminary workings and go from there. And if you have any questions, my door's always open. Nice to meet you, Riv."
Nice to meet you, Detective Trench.
He shakes your hand as you start to stand up, kind of like puffs out his cigar, and he says, "Hey, just quick question. We met before. You seem familiar."
I'm just, weighing two options really quickly in my head of things I could do.
I can suspend this and move to another scene.
Drama.
Yeah, I think all Riv does is look him dead in the eye and say, "No, I do not believe we have. I would remember a face as handsome as yours."
He just kind of chuckles and goes, "It's very charitable of you. See you tomorrow."
I've learned a lot from being around the actors of the troupe.
Definitely a pleasure to meet you.
They pause at the door and then glance back. "Do you work alone, Detective Trench?"
Most of the time. Sometimes I'll call in experts, but usually just me. Long, quiet hours. Do my best thinking during those times.
Sounds like a bit of a lonely life.
It's quiet. Quite nice.
I can understand that. Some people like the quiet.
Just watching the pseudo romance happen is so funny. Sorry. Enjoy your day.
You as well.
You head out.
I wanted to steal that file so badly.
Roll an insight check as you're kind of leaving.
Yes, please. Okay. That is a good roll. That is a 23.
One second. Number is really close. I check something. He might be into you.
Oh, he's slimy. No.
Okay, we'll take that. I will take that.
Yeah.
Riv says they're good. Riv smiles at him and then says their goodbyes and heads out.
You go back downstairs. Color kind of returns to the world. And we'll zoom back out as you're heading down the street to Lavinia. Head back to the Good Times boarding house. Go inside, and first thing you notice as you kind of like unlock the door and go to head in is Vivian is sitting there in the tea room. And next to her is just a very, very small, delicate, looks almost like a pewter wand. As the door opens, she kind of reaches towards it and then sees you, reaches past it, and picks up a cup of tea. Goes, Welcome back. I'm glad everything went well.
Very, very well. I'm glad to see your. And she like looks at the wand and then looks back at her. You're feeling chipper.
Oh, wild night, wild day. Anything can happen. Tea?
Yes, thank you, but I have to change first. I'm running a little late. Would you like the paper?
Oh, I got one already. She gives you a smile.
Ah,
I'll make one up for you while you're getting ready.
thank you.
Quickly change, grab your stuff, and come downstairs to a piping hot cup of tea. Says, you can take that cup. It's fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Just so you know, I don't know how much you hear um, during the day. I know you have your music and your books and things. But we will probably be out again tonight. Most of us, I think. He has a he has something going on at the City of the Dead, and we said we would help. It's because things have been a little rough over there. So you might be alone again tonight. Um,
She sips her tea and says, it's good to see, it's good to see young people getting out and living their lives. It's very heartwarming. Don't worry about me. Thank you.
all right. I could always ask Oddvar to stay with you if you wanted. I don't know if you would, but I could ask.
Odd appears. I could, of course, stay and help defend this home against any types of intrusions or injustice. Or I could help you in your pursuit of the same.
Uh, she's gonna like look at him and then look at Madame Ethelwhite.
He's welcome to stay, but if please don't feel like you have to put yourself out of my account.
I just, it's our home, and I just want to make sure you feel safe in it.
I appreciate that. Advar, you want some tea? Starts making up a little cup of tea to put in Advar's saucer.
Seeing that, Lavinia is gonna slip out of the house and leave him there with the madam as she hustles down to the Candle Street precinct to get to work, see what's going on. Uh, not sh- Pretty sure I'm not gonna find anything more ahead of the City of the Dead stuff regarding Willis Solstrom because I have that full file now. But still gonna just like ahead of going there, I'm gonna look to see if there's maybe any other cases recently that have come up regarding the city, and keep an ear out for who those other suspects are that they have for robbing the museum, because I'm curious about who else they thought was going to rob the museum besides us.
As you walk in, you kind of meet a not panicked, but certainly tense and stressful office environment as everyone knows like a major crime has occurred. Um, and everyone knows that while it's not in their district, like they're just waiting for the next thing, the next shoe to drop somewhere. And you come in and look at the board, and from last night, there's like a couple like drunken disorderlies. They had a couple people who like were issued fines for like excessive noise, like a lot of just small time complaints in the neighborhood. And then of course the biggest thing that's just circled is just the pinned up newspaper from the heist, and just some writing from Captain Renham, who's just saying like, "Be prepared to support North Ward in this investigation." Um, but nothing else like crazy that you've been dealing with. Like people enervated and falling into rivers and shit.
No random bodies drifting out of into the harbor, nothing like that.
No crazy Zentar murders. But as you kind of get settled in, Officer Forrester comes up. He's like, "I think you heard the news, right? That's crazy,
It's daring to do it the night of the gala.
right?
Bold.
Very bold."
Do they know how many people?
Northward's kind of being quiet about it, but we definitely heard Black Vipers being thrown around as a suspect. Trouble is, they have no idea how to find them, right? So there's a big, basically, be on the lookout bulletin for the Viper, but everyone kind of already was. Outside of that, I think Northward may have a few more leads, but they're keeping quiet on what they've got so far. They want to make sure they don't disclose too much to the public.
Right, but we're not the public.
That's what I was saying. The captain's kind of mad about it too, but you Captain Sicko doesn't want to share the information. Technically, doesn't have to release it until it's actually mandated. So they have 30 days. Then it, will happen. But by then, who knows? But hey, they might send some of us up there to help them out. They'll probably tell us then.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, do you think if I volunteered, the captain would send me so I could get off of this desk?
See why not? It's not necessarily field work, so yeah, I think go for it.
And I think that's what Lavinia will do. Lavinia will go to her captain and see about volunteering to go up to the North Ward to help them with their investigation of this this museum robbery.
You go into Captain Brem's office. He's a a very well dressed. Tends to wear leather jackets and kind of the what do you call the 2-button shirts.
I should know, but I don't.
Yeah, those kind just kind of modern chic. And walk in, he goes, "Ah, Lavinia, morning. Think you heard the news. That's a mess.
Yes,
Northwood's acting. They're asking for all sorts of people."
that's what I was coming to talk to you about. Do you think I could go?
Kind of thinks it over. And hey, do me a favor, throw a persuasion check. As you can see, he's Captain Burm at this point. He believes fully in your capabilities. He's weighing the bureaucratic risk and liability in his brain.
As to throw into the persuasion, because Lavinia doesn't know what else to do, she'll be like, I'm sure Captain Advent Illyriel would also recommend me if you asked him.
Roll an advantage. Name dropping.
Oh, fuck yeah. 21.
Okay. He thinks about it for a second. He goes, honestly, now's not time for them to be picky. We need every hand we got. And he kind of winces when he says it. He goes,
Hmm.
"Yeah, I can send you up there starting tomorrow."
Perfect. Yes.
Hey, think about sending Foster up there as well.
He'd like that. He's very civic. He cares about the museum a lot, so he's all frazzled.
Okay, good. He just kind of yells at the door, "Hey, Foster, you got to North Ward tomorrow." Foster goes, "Yes, sir." All right, you two. I'll have maybe coming.
Thank you,
No,
sir.
thank you. And also, I know it's not the most glamorous work, but thank you for the work you've been doing on the cases. They're organized, they're functional, and we've actually been able to use what you found, to go back and close out a few things that we hadn't closed. So, good work.
Good. Good. That is satisfying to hear. Thank you. And then she's gonna like back out of the office before she can say too much. And then she's probably like, I'm probably gonna have to tell Advin I did that.
Officer Forrester catches you and he's like, going up there. Yes. It's gonna be exciting. Hopefully we can find whoever did this stuff. Because, like, imagine knocking over a museum, right?
I know. Well, you've got an excellent set of eyes, Forrester, so I'm sure they're gonna appreciate having you up there. I'm gonna go start working on my stuff so that I am ready for tomorrow.
Do what you need to do. Do you want to ride up there tomorrow?
No, I'm all right. Thank you.
Okay. I'll meet you there. And go back to kind of tidying up your area before you're going to head out for a bit.
I'm gonna go investigate my own crime.
Good move. Very good move. Kind of zoom out of there, back up town to Brindle, who, after leaving the coffee shop empty-handed, because B probably was like, I'm not buying any coffee.
I did need to have a conversation with B before being turned away. He might have broken down and actually purchased his own coffee. Although there's always a chance that he could go up to meet Hagen at that other coffee shop. He got a free coffee out of him last time. So that's in the, this is in the future though. But he did need to ask B about having this amulet of not being able to be found, whatever the heck this thing's called, proof against detection location, got him thinking about the fact that he's carrying around this stone, and a lot of people, he sees a newspaper on the way by, which he probably tries to read without buying the newspaper, and like there's a lot going on here. He wants to ask B, then he kind of stops and then has this conversation. Do we still have the psychic link stones, the sending stones, or whatever we had from the heist? Are we still able to use those?
No, that was a spell called Various Telepathic Bond. It expired, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
It is crazy though, because you can just, as long as you're on the same plane of existence, can telepath. But
do we want to have had this conversation before we left?
Well, Brindle wouldn't have thought about that in time, so I kind of want to deal with things as they happen. If I were to, you remember the gift that I got this morning? Yeah. If I wanted to get something like that, but where I could put something else inside of it and it had a similar effect, does that make sense? With the stuff and the things. Do you know?
It does make sense. I will say that I believe bags of holding qualify as their own kind of like sectioned off reality, and divination is therefore limited in its scope within bags of holding. It is difficult, however, not impossible, for a high level diviner to potentially find that, but we're talking like high level, because
it looks around in the middle of this coffee shop. It's like, all right, I didn't really want to say it out loud, B, but okay.
No, bags of holding are super useful, and they're just little. Oh, what?
I am okay. Okay, that sounds good. Maybe I'll go look into one of those. Do you know where they sell those?
Oh, yeah. So there's this shop that I go like window shopping at like all the time because I can't afford anything that's in there, obviously. But I'll take you there sometime.
Can you
Uh,
just
or yeah,
tell
yeah,
me
yeah,
where?
yeah. Sure,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Container Store.
Damn it.
No, it's whatever.
It's canon.
So if I type the Container Store into the Waterdeep map, I'm definitely going to find it, right? It's,
Yeah. Yeah, it's there.
It's we said it, it's canon. It's the Container Store.
It's the Container Store. It's really nice bags of holding. It's Birkin bags of holding.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know if I can afford one of those. Oh
Got
no.
Gucci too, it's fine. Like Prada.
Okay. All right. So wherever that ends up being, Brindle just gets a general location. Figures there's probably somewhere in the North Ward here he'd be able to walk to try and find that, because he kind of wants. This seems high priority. This seems like a thing that he might want to,
It's a very adventurer's item, so it's probably it's wherever adventurers tend to hang out is going to be.
Yeah, there's the Container Store would be in the North Ward because it's a little classier. There's also just like random magic shops scattered throughout. The thing you get to carry, because you know this if you've been in the city for a while, not all magic stores are built the same, in the sense that like some of them are like reputable and licensed through different places, right? Or at least like maybe are solo but have a prestigious reputation for being like quality and also fair. You can buy crazy weird shit in like back alley stores. There's no guarantee on that it'll work right.
All right, here's what Brindle would want to do. I think Brindle might query his contacts within the Zentarum to figure out how to get something that would either A, maybe not cost anything, or B, really get his hands on one of these things without, for example, it being on a ledger somewhere that somebody the night after this heist went around looking for a container to hide things, So I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's gonna contact the Zentarum and do that, which kind of ties into when was he gonna meet Hagen and kind of pick up the whole like thread there? Do we have time for that before tonight's like shenanigans and the
So that was literally the next scene.
Yeah,
Was your
okay.
sentence was going to
Yep.
go off.
There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh good.
You kind of wrap up this conversation with B, and she rolls out to work as you're sitting there kind of enjoying the rest of your cup of coffee, just your sending stone.
Yeah, so sending stone goes off, so I'm gonna go meet Hagen. And because sending stone went off, obviously I'm not going to try and buy coffee here because I might be able to get one for free there. So
Yeah, you head back to the same coffee joint, up closer to the
hey, we're a little closer now. It wasn't as much of a trek to get there.
Yeah, and
because I think it was somewhere up here, right in the North Ward.
It's basically between like on that little border area between the North Ward and the Field Ward. There's like a few coffee shops up there.
Cool.
Come on in, and Hagen is like standard like work shirt, suspenders, kind of cabbie hat, and like just work pants, sitting there at the table, sipping a cup of coffee. Gives you a nod as you come walking in.
Hey, Hagen.
Hey,
how's it going? Oh, do you mind if I grab one of those too? It points out the cup.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ernie, get him a coffee.
Hey, awesome. And this is why I keep coming back to the Zentarum.
And I got just a rail thin, like skeletal old man of a barista like comes over and like pours you this coffee and like gives you a nod and just goes back behind the counter. And Hagen says, "So, big business, right? Got an update from Walter. Got a few last minute things to really put a bow on this, but thinking tomorrow night."
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm in for this. Brindle doesn't actually have the calendar in front of him, but he assumes it fits in with everything else. Yeah, that's fine. We're doing it.
Actually, I forgot to update it is the 21st, so it'd actually be the 22nd of chess is tomorrow night.
Yeah, excellent. I see it. Cool. Yeah, all right, Hagen. Very cool. Yeah, I'm definitely in. Talk to Walter and let's do this. 100%. Brindle decides to keep it to himself, I think. That he has been appointed kind of a higher, somewhat more secret rank by Geraldine, that he's an aide now within the family hierarchy. Doesn't mention this whole thing. She said keep it close to keep it close. I don't know if this means Geraldine's gonna double cross him by not actually doing this, or if there's actually something going on. But he figures Geraldine's probably a little more trustworthy than Walter. All right, trustworthy might be the wrong word. Less likely to kill him, is another thing, but
more stable.
Way more stable. I mean, it's this is his grandmother, right? So yeah, absolutely. So all right, Hagen, I'm in. Where do you need me to be?
I need you to find yourself in the dock ward tomorrow, let's say around midnight.
All right, I'll be there.
And give you closer directions from there. Walter's going to want to talk to you a bit before we go in, but plan remains the same, right? Get in there, see what you see, report back. Most importantly, right? We're going to catch these guys by surprise.
Yeah, sounds good. Have any idea yet what Walter's going to be having me do exactly, or do you know?
Well, those climbing skills, you got those moving skills. We'll put those to use.
Oh, good.
And
stabbing skills were not mentioned, which is much to Brindle's preference. Yes.
How we do this right, we catch them by surprise. Heck, they might not even fight back. We'll just take care of it.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. Brindle continues to try and avoid his first skill. We'll see how it goes. So I'd say Brindle finishes up his coffee there. Doesn't have too much else to talk with Hagen about, I think. Doesn't feel like sticking around too long because Hagen might start asking more questions about how his week's been going, or et cetera, et cetera. So I think Brindle will try to wrap it up pretty quickly.
He does flag you down as you're about to leave. Like you finish your coffee and you do the whole and he goes, "Hey, before you go," and he does a little back and forth. It's just the two of you and Ernie in this cafe, right? There's very rarely any other people here. And he kind of leans in. He says, "Listen, I know shit down there this kind of stuff can get a little hectic. All right, it's not meant to get hectic, but hey, best plans and such. Things get a little crazy. Stick with me."
All right.
I like you, kid.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
On Hagen?
Absolutely.
That's I don't know, things are getting crazy. Follow me into this dark corner where I can shiv you. Okay.
In the sewers.
Oh. Where's my insight? So 17 total.
He sense genuine concern.
Okay. Right.
Not in a hey, I think you're gonna die, but in a hey, I like you and I don't want you to get hurt.
Okay, good. I mean, I did do all that. We did both do that work that time where he stood around while I moved all the boxes. Yeah, that's true. He's right. I'm on his good list technically. Good list. Good work, kid. We did a great job. Mm-hmm. So all right. Yeah, I thank Hagen. And I said, oh yeah, Hagen, maybe you can help me out with this. So I got a buyer. I got a potential buyer who's looking for magic items, specifically like bags and objects and such like that, right? Artifacts, but they don't really want to be going through normal methods here. Do we have a contact for that? Do we have a place we can go? I said I'm going to get a little bit of a cut out of this, but they won't know it's interim. Well, he looks over at Ernie, but Ernie's not paying attention, and but nobody's going to know anything. But do you got anybody?
Yeah, I got a guy. I could let him know you're coming by. His name's Nikolai.
Nikolai. All right.
Yeah. Is trying to swing by there later tonight. I'll let him know you come by. He's down in the where did I put him? He's down the trade ward.
All right. Yeah, I'll probably head over this afternoon, or maybe I'll head over there in that direction in just a little bit. Take care of this.
Is what you do.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right.
You go in, introduce yourself, ask him. He's a cobbler, right? Ask him if you can buy a pair of mithril shoes with a little bit of heft.
Mithril shoes with a little bit of heft.
He'll take care of you from there.
Yeah.
I'll let him know you
quickly
come down.
scribbles that down on something. There we go. Don't want to get that wrong. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you, Hagen. As usual, it's a pleasure. And I'll see you soon.
Good to see you, kid.
All right. And Brindle is out.
Okay. Kind of head out with a bit of a plan there. B.
Yes.
Back at the office.
Yes.
Well, as you walk in, you kind of give a quick wave to Rory as you walk by her office. She gives you a wave back and continues like dealing with some sort of like weird broken apart Rubik's cube just floating on her desk. That one of the pieces whips off when she waves. She's like, "God damn it!" Like Mage hands it back. Get to your office and you see Silas is there. He's like, "Today's the day."
Yes. Today's the day.
Gone through, I've organized all the research and itemized everything, and he has this like just stack of folders and like tabbed out books. They've got durations, counter summonings, protection circles. I've got all the different reference materials and like different types of stonework and ironwork down there. I think we have everything we need to really get in there and make a good impression with Volo and like really get the best out of tonight, right?
I think so.
Okay, how'd you sleep?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just a little spacey today.
Oh,
You ever just do you ever just wake up and have a day where like the first thing you do is put your shoe on the wrong foot?
100% me that night. I took that sip of that water deep bomber. Too much for me.
I understand. So that's kind of where I'm at, except sans the water deep bomber. Just one of those days where it's all just slightly ahoo. That's where I'm at. So I am looking forward to diving into this amazing research you've compiled. Incredible, Silas. Um, and B will begin sort of doing just that, just kind of looking through the research, pausing occasionally to answer questions at their little help desk or to uh, uh, sort of realize about halfway through, like, oh, I have a paper I need to write for a class. Fuck. Generally just sort of that, like, grad school life.
So as you kind of just get into the rhythm of just shit, I have to do these things so I just keep my job.
Hmm.
One of the little glass prisms on your desk lights up, and there's like a small uh, spectral cloud comes out of it and says, "Hey, B, this is Brando. I got a request for some components for you, so they're ready for whenever you want to pick them up."
Oh, thank you.
Yep, like just hangs up.
I completely forgot I'd done that. Uh,
I got notes for days.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you got notes. But
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Actually, I actually just added some new I think I've actually mastered some of these spells. Um uh which is just really cool for me. Um
this is she's talking sort of talking out loud, also kind of to Silas, who's probably trying to work.
It's
Um,
like he's reading but nodding. Like,
y-
excellent,
yeah.
excellent.
So
You know
amazing.
what they say? Master yourself, and then you can master anything.
I yes. You know what? That that is a true statement that you have made, Silas. And yeah, I think it's just another one of those moments where B's just like, he didn't even say anything that weird. How is it so off-putting to me?
It's like you're almost okay, but you just say the weirdest shit, man.
It's just like, I just want I wish you would stop being so awkward, buddy. God, it's like being around me. Um, the so the so yeah, that's just sort of what B does is sort of have her day. Um, and is gonna kind of getting
Wish we
set up.
stop saying odd shit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right. Uh, is gonna just yeah, sort of go about the day. I think. Hmm, B is still deeply suspicious of the headmaster. I think the black staff, I think, which is reasonable.
Mhm.
There he's up to something. There's people who've disappeared in this building. I think right now B is not so much tabling that, but kind of just waiting on an opportunity because right now there's things that need B's active attention. So right now some of those things are kind of within her passive attention. So if she's um if there's like a uh uh like if somebody is going by talking about it, she's gonna be like,
Oh, some tea is being spilled.
but otherwise is probably not going to actively go and look for information on those things right now because she's like,
I've got to survive this adventuring thing, and I'm not an adventurer.
There's a couple people like bring it up as just an oddity, but it's not like a deep key conversation, right? Do get a couple requests forwarded to you, right? As the interim uh, professor coming down for Professor Corbett, but a few people are just like, "Oh, is Professor Corbett on holiday or something?" Just haven't seen him around. Yeah, I don't
hmm.
know. That is weird. And then it's like, and then everyone's like, "Hey, I need a you got to sign for this since you're covering down as the TA for Professor Corbett's classes."
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, God,
Like,
I'm the
oh,
TA. Do I have to actually do her lectures? Fuck.
okay. I'm
Shit.
sitting in the lecture right
Oh,
now.
shit. I gotta get to the lecture right now.
You're 15 minutes late and they left.
It's like, well, I'll try again tomorrow.
It's like,
You little shits have still gotta do the reading.
B walks in 16 minutes late, looks at them all gathering their books, and she's just like,
Nice try.
Nice try, mother bitches. We are still having lecture.
You walk in and it's just it was Jeffrey Non, the one like nerd kid who's like, let's talk about components. He's still in the back, like, I stayed.
yeah.
That's
I did
fine.
the
We can.
homework too.
That's great. You're gonna get much better grade in this class than any of the rest of them.
Ooh, accidentally fairy fires the room.
That was okay. Well, let's learn about cleaning up after ourselves.
you get your your lecture stuff solved. You go down to Brando the quartermaster, who we haven't seen yet on camera, but he is a half human, half polymorph gold dragon. Who I guess the no one's actually ever asked him, but the rumor is he just kind of messed up a polymorph spell and said, "Yeah, this is cool." I've just been in that form ever since.
Took the long. Is that the long way around to being dragonborn, or the short way around to being dragonborn?
Depends on how fast you study.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's down there and he's got like a small um kind of
The small what?
Oh.
Your audio is gone.
No, no. Not in the middle of a sentence. That's
in the
rude.
middle of a sentence.
That is so rude.
That's so strange.
I thought I heard a bumping of something. I wonder if he tapped the part of the microphone that has the mute button. I wasn't watching him specifically right then.
okay, that should fix it.
There we go.
It did.
Hey, yay.
Yeah,
All right. He has a small item.
it's a small box with like the components he requested, and he just says, "Oh, hey B, that's everything. Just go ahead and give it a quick count, and then go ahead and sign the ledger."
Oh, fantastic. What can you remind me what's in it?
Here's the thing: I don't remember what components spells you asked for, but you asked for some second level spell components, and I wrote that down.
Let me see.
Excellent.
I think it was for like invisibility and something else.
It was probably invisibility and see invisibility, which are spells I just took.
Yes.
So I have to see. If you're good with it, if I can just have like the spells that I just added, the second level spells that I just added here. I think I probably also had an identify in there because it's just
Oh yes,
expensive.
you wanted to loan out a pearl. That was the big thing. I remember
Yeah,
that.
the big thing was a pearl because a lot of the other stuff is like a leaf.
Yeah.
Like
No.
a fancy leaf or is, you know.
Yeah, my hot take on components is if they don't have an actual GP associated cost, you just have them.
Yeah, like
'Cause
see
why wouldn't you?
invisibility has like powdered silver
Yeah.
in it.
Like
Like
I'll just take a coin and just there we go. But
that is extremely illegal, but that's fine.
I mean,
Actually, probably not here. I did just recommend like melting stuff down into making it into jewelry. So yeah.
but you do all
I was
that.
gonna say you
and-
are.
Oh,
I
okay.
do have a note that you are authorized to have spell components up to second level for this specific instance. So
Yes, yes. So yeah, I've got my stuff.
able to sign out the pearl, and he says, "Hey, the rest of the components they're all expendable. That pearl, though, I can sign it out for you 10 days at a time, and then you got to return it, or at least re-verify that you're going to keep it, right?" And
Absolutely.
obviously, it goes without saying, it's 100 gold dragons if you lose it, because that's the cost value. So just don't lose it. I don't
Yeah.
want to have to issue a statement for charges or loss.
Yeah, I know. I remember when Teo lost one of these and
It was a
were
mess.
having it was a mess and they were having like money coming out of their paycheck for like the next ever because like like one gold dragon coming out of their paycheck for the next 100 months.
Well, did you
You
hear the
know.
crazy part about that? Like, he actually found it.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, 53 gold dragons in, he finds the damn thing, and then we had to go out and reverse all the charges to give him the money back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was so just don't lose it.
I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. Here, you know what? B's going to I assume it's like a bead.
Yeah.
B's going to like put it on a little necklace like already. Be like, boom, done.
Turns out they upped the repercussion. Now, if you lose it, you get disappeared by the department.
Actually, she might straight up make that joke. It's like, God, it's a good thing I wasn't looking for like we weren't looking for like resurrection materials. I
can't imagine what would happen if somebody lost a diamond worth 500 GP.
Roll an insight check.
Sweet.
Actually, roll for this one. This is important.
Cool.
Did you beat a 9?
Maybe. What is insight? Oh, it's.
I believe in you, B.
Do you? Because I got an
do.
8.
You see,
Do you want to use
random
an advantage?
Yeah,
can
do you
burn
want to give
one.
me advantage? Do you want to give me advantage?
You can burn an advantage point.
Convert an
got-
advantage point.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Oh no, I'm not going to have a long rest between now and going
You
to
can
the thing.
portent.
I'm not going to use my portent on this,
Okay.
but I will use an advantage
Go for it.
if we can. How many do we have? We have 5.
I have 5.
Ooh,
Yeah. My
okay.
advantage tracker is screwy, but I'll write it down because for some reason, whatever the software was is like acting up.
Okay, that's fine.
Now down to 4.
Yeah, see, that's much better. See, that is actually a 23.
Yeah. Brendo like kind of pauses and then like laughs with you. But there's a very awkward moment where he's like, "Yeah, yeah. That's really funny." And then turns around and it goes back to, you see that he's actually been shaving down like these iron ingots into this like really fine powder, and
Mhm.
he's created like a large bowl of it that he's been just like kind of shaving down. And give me an Arcana check too. This is an interesting thing you may notice.
I mean, I'm literally teaching a class on spell components, so
Oh, sure. This is
like
a little more esoteric.
Mm. 12.
12. You can't remember the spell, but you remember that it is like pretty serious level of abjuration, right? That you're looking at this, you're like, what the fuck is the name of this spell? It just requires a like a pinch or like a small bit
Yeah,
of
Justin, fucking grip it and rip it, baby.
back to 5.
Slop that down, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Crack
Thank you.
one for the big boy.
But you know this spell requires just like a pinch or scoop of powdered iron.
Mhm.
And he has a bowl of it. That's, I don't know, probably has like 100 castings worth in it. And the first instinct that goes through your brain is like, what is that spell? I need to go look that up.
Right.
And he's like, well, I gotta get back to it, I guess you gotta stay on my grind,
You got it.
But seriously, don't lose that stuff. And I'll see you in 10 days or sooner if you gotta check it back in.
Absolutely. I will hopefully be getting this back to you tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, what's happening tonight?
Oh, I'm getting to go into the Forbidden City.
Oh, awesome. I knew that was happening. I didn't know it was you guys. Like, I hope you
Yeah.
have a blast with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to go. Volo decided he wanted somebody from the architecture department to come in and give like input on how that all works. So
Nice.
I'm hype.
That's gonna be a cool opportunity.
It's gonna be very cool. So if I see anything that looks like a dope component, I'll come and let you know.
Please do. Look, Nightshades.
Nightshades,
Nightshades.
you got it.
All right, and you
But they don't
head
grow
on
tomatoes
out.
in Waterdeep. Potatoes. They don't. B's not a botanist, but Della Collins is just sitting here like tomatoes, eggplants, potatoes,
Oh, the cool ones.
bell peppers.
Little
But-
purple flowers that are just for drama.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah, okay, fine. Poison nightshade.
Listen, they only grow in the light of a full moon under spilled blood. Those.
Oh, those
Yeah,
nightshades.
not the potatoes you can just get at the store. Come on. With that, you head off, right? And I think what I'm going to do, we're going to take a quick break, but I think you all kind of like work your way back to either the boarding house or the safe house. I'll let you guys choose which. Trollskin Manor, right? Troll Skull Manor, excuse me.
Probably the boarding house.
And we'll
Yeah.
pick up from there. As an admin note, like you have keys to Troll Skull Manor, you can go back there whenever. Like that is like if you ever played Grand Theft Auto back in the day, you unlock a safe house. Like it's just on the map now as a place you can go until it's not for some reason. So there are others around the city you will potentially have as well. But I'll kind of reconnect at the end of the day. One, so B, you can talk about what you're doing for tonight, and two, Bolo invited all the rest of you to come with. Um, he was very drunk when he said it, but he did invite you all. So that's a possibility to think through as well. But let's take a quick break, and then we will return in about 10 minutes. Be right back. Yeah. It's a nice blend because like the map has a bunch of cool stuff on it that you can be like, oh, this is neat, and I think my character would really enjoy this. And it's like, heck yeah. And then at any point in time, I can also just like DM God mode, insert a pin, and be like, also that's there.
And also, this happened.
Also, here's another cool thing you all are asking about. And also, yes, and.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, just roaming around this thing, just clicking on something and then being like, oh, Many Cats Alley, an infamous alley. Unsurprisingly home to many cats that feed on scraps from the surrounding butcher shops. Yeah, it's just, there's another paragraph worth of stuff there. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very neat.
I have one question before we get into the evening portion of the game, and that is, are you going to visit Nikolai now or later?
Now.
Okay.
That is highish on Brindle's priority. If he would like to do that before before meeting up with everybody, because he wants to get this thing kind of locked down if possible. So
you go follow the map and the directions that Hagen gave you all the way down to the dock.
Yeah,
board.
Justin, fucking grip it and rip it, baby.
Thank you for the donation.
Slop that down, dude.
Thank you.
Crack one for the big boy.
Heck yeah.
You see, like, there's a variety of just like workman shops around, right? People are just buying like practical things, right? It's not like up in the North or Castle Ward where it's all this expensive, bougie stuff. And then you see, like, there's a cobbler shop where it's just got like multiple like different types of shoes and boot archetypes kind of in the window, and
oh goody, a cobbler shop. I need some shoes. Brent Brindle heads into the cobbler shop, and what does he find inside?
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it and
thank
rip
you
it,
again
baby.
For the donation.
Hey, thank you again.
Slop that down, dude. Yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Is this what we call a donation train?
Donation train. I think 3 makes a donation train, so we're almost there. We're on the precipice.
We're almost there.
But you head inside, and it's kind of a cramped little store, right? It's got very like high shoe racks on the side. It's probably big enough for maybe like 6 people inside at once. It's got like a little space to sit down and have a fitting area. There's a counter at the far end as you come in. It just smells like leather and oil as the door, the bell rings, and a very wild looking person, like with just like a white beard, white hair, and these like big glasses, like just turns is like, good afternoon, shoes.
Well, first Brindle looks around really quick and checks to see if there are any other patrons inside of the shop. I mean, there's only a room for 6 people, so it doesn't.
If there is, they're like hidden in the ceiling or some shit.
Yeah,
it's just the 2 of you. There's like,
oh yeah, absolutely. Are you Nikolai?
That's me. Now, come on in. What can I do for you?
Oh, hey, how's it going? So we have a potentially a common acquaintance, and I was just mentioning to them that I was interested in finding some mithril shoes with a little bit of heft. They said this was the right place to come to find them.
So he gives you a look and just goes, come with me to the back. We might have something that's gonna fit your interests.
Yeah, yeah. My interests have kind of an interesting size. So yes. Follows Nikolai into the back.
Okay. As you head to the back, throw a quick
As
perception
in,
check.
it would be an odd. It would be an odd size. You don't have them out front. You have them in back. You know, it's anyway.
Of course. Yeah, go ahead and make a quick perception check.
Okay, sure. Where's Owlbear? There we go. Ooh.
Nice.
And with perception modifier, we're talking about a 21.
Two things you notice on the 15 plus as you come around the back counter, you can see catch a glimpse of what looks like it's just like a bag of or a bin of rags, right, for polishing shoes and everything. Uh, right next to it and kind of hidden in the shadows is just this massive crossbow that is like fully locked and loaded. You just kind of catch like a glimpse of the silhouette of it, and you're like, huh. And the second thing is
we are on the docks, so yep.
as
And also, I'm glad I didn't misspeak.
as Nikolai like puts the key in the door and turns it, you hear 3 clicks go off and kind of a rhythmic like click, 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 and then pushes the door open.
This is definitely something that Brindle would remember. Only because you mentioned that. Only because I perceived it. Is there anything in my tradecraft, as a rogue, as a humble farmer, that I like? Would I read into with these 3 clicks? Is there something special about this that I would recognize with that sequence?
That screams to you, trapped.
Yeah.
Like he disarmed something that if you tried to force that door would probably have ruined your day.
Yeah, okay. So is it really going to be a question of like, are these 3 individual locks? Is it just very secured or trap? Okay, very cool. And by very cool, I mean, okay, all right. This guy's got something to hide, and we're gonna see what's going on. Cool, very neat.
Takes you into the back room, and there's just a whole bunch of extra supplies. And he says, closes the door and says, so what can I size you up with?
Oh, okay. So Nikolai, what I'm looking for here is a container that might perhaps obscure an object or have it not be detected easily by maybe divination or other means. I have a customer who has who needs to hold something on the down low, and have it not be found. Typical stuff, but they don't want something of value of theirs, to be found through magical means.
What the price range are you looking at? We have everything from simple to very complex, but very, very successful.
All right. Well, how about let's talk about it this way. How much would it run for the more complex and effective means? Like, what are we talking about here?
1,500, 2,000 dragons.
Oh yeah, that's probably going to be outside of their yeah, I'm not. I don't think I would have to go back and negotiate with them, perhaps. However, I don't think that's within their price range. So they're not that wealthy. Do we have something that's closer to the 100-ish range at most? I don't know, or less, or like how good can we do for real cheap as well? I mean, that's always a good question.
I have simple cheap is I can hide it for you and just charge you by the day. You want to keep it with them? Do something like bag of holding, puttable hole, something like that. Easy to take with you. Relatively difficult to invade with any type of magics. Not foolproof, but certainly more complicated for someone who really wants to get up in your business.
All right. Let's talk about those two. I'll bring them the option to be able to hold it here. However, so of the two, the bag of holding or the portable hole, what would be kind of the most difficult for somebody to be able to locate something inside of it?
It's about the same. Bag of holding is easier to move around. Portable hole takes a little
Oh.
time to hold back up and move.
Yeah.
Same
Okay.
difficulty.
All right. Well, what are we talking about for price points here then?
Bag of holding, I can get you a small one for 250 dragons. Portable hole, smallest one I have is about 10-foot cubed. It'll be about 500.
All right. So the bag of holding does sound like it's going to be the more portable thing, probably a little bit better for them. It sounds like that's large enough for what they're looking for here. But I don't think I'm going to be able to sell them on 250. That's going to be a little too high. I can almost assuredly say like if I go back to them with this, they will probably say no to that. And given that I'm getting a little bit of a cut out of this, that affects me as well. Now, oh man. Okay. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to be able to do that. Is there any way you could come like a little bit lower on that? As a friend of the family?
I'm willing to drop price in exchange for a favor.
All right. Well, what favor? What can I do for you?
I've had some complications with some rather nasty customers trying to destabilize my business practices. You may have heard of them. They're called the police.
I've heard of them. Yeah. Serious gang.
Nasty bunch.
Armed, dangerous, and I hear all bastards.
All of them. All a cab.
Now, I don't need anything crazy. I just need one particular watch officer to stop coming to my establishment. Don't care how that happens.
Okay. I will absolutely see what I can do about that then. How much will you just throw in the bag of holding for the service? I mean, certainly this bag didn't cost you 250 dragons. I'm sure it's not that big of a cost for you.
For inconveniencing them, I'm willing to cut the price in half. You get them out of my business entirely, I will be happy to make that trade.
All right. Brindle holds out his hand. That sounds like a deal, sir. Who are they and where can I find them?
Now, before you shake, understand that I'm making this deal with you as a representative of your family, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, and he shakes your hand and says, I appreciate your family. I thank you for their business. So,
I will spread the good word of your services here throughout the family members. But yeah, so what can I do?
he holds up a picture of a watch officer. Looks like a half elf with slightly like more Mediterranean tan skin almost, and these like kind of bright blue eyes, and says, Officer Greenman likes to come down and do
You say Greenman?
Greenman. Area Greenman likes to come down and make a habit of doing unofficial inspections. Very handsy with my merchandise.
Okay. So yeah. Brendan will take a moment to try and memorize that photo as best as possible. Actually, just can I have this? Can I keep this? Oh, awesome. That'll make this a lot easier. That's great that you happen to have this. So
I recommend when you're done with it to just burn it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Not that floating around.
What did he say the first name was?
Arya, Arya.
Oh, Arya. Okay. Yeah. All right. Very cool. So I will do everything that I can to keep this officer from coming down and unfairly investigating your place of business, your establishment. That's just
harassment.
Ridiculous. It's harassment.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you. So Brindle then I think is going to attempt to persuade Nikolai to trust him enough to be able to have him be able to take the bag initially while performing the service for him. So
go ahead and go persuade.
Okay.
Because that's valid, right?
Yeah. Here we go. All right. That is an 18.
He thinks about it for a second. He says, your family has been good business partners. I'm happy to keep that relationship open. I'll lend it to you for a week.
Okay.
Enough time for you
so
to take care of
within
what you need to do. Enough time for you to take care of my problems as well.
that is fantastic. I can see why my family enjoys doing business with you, Nikolai.
They get results, and I'm always impressed by that.
Yes. So some logistical questions then to help me with this. Are there certain days that the officer agreement comes down here and tends to harass you? Are there times where I'd be able to probably see them coming by here?
Usually they go to the Shining Sail, a few drinks, come down afterwards. I like the happy hour down there.
And on any given day?
Thursdays are most common.
Okay. All right. Brindle makes a note of this, and well, Nikolai, this has been a very fruitful endeavor. And I appreciate you lending this out to in the meantime. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from me very soon.
Of course. And just don't forget about me. It would be unfortunate, right?
That I think would be bad business for everyone. So don't worry about it.
No room for bad business here. Thank you for your patronage. I'm glad we could help you find your soul.
I think Brindle will do a handshake and then head on out from the shop with a shiny new bag of holding.
As you're getting ready to leave, do me a favor, make a charisma saving throw.
A what now?
A charisma saving throw.
A saving throw. Uh-oh. Where's that crossbow?
Oh no.
We have a wait.
Crossbow mimic.
Crossbow mimic, yes.
13 on the saving throw.
Yeah, you hear a familiar voice that just says, "Hurry, you've taken me to such a fruitful location, and yet are leaving with little. Do you not realize the treasures that are here? Do you not realize the wealth that you could simply have?"
Well, I mean,
let me help you. And as you look around, and for the first time ever, you see the world through the lens of the magical spectrum. And you can see like abjuration, divination magic, the swirls of colors, and like it literally just short circuits your brain for a second. And you have to like blink a lot to like just get the blinding light out of your eyes as you see like just this whole shop is just lit up with magical items that like some of them you can't even see, but are like just clearly in the area. You can see now the door is just covered in evocation magic. um, and you can see just the sheer value, and there's almost like a part of your brain as you look at these different objects uh, runs an actual like price tag tally next to them, and you can almost appraise them instantaneously. And there's just thousands, thousands of dragons worth of magical items, and even just like valuable trinkets in this shop that you can see. And it
Oh
says,
my gosh. I'd say Brindle he like kind of pulls up a little short. I don't know if there's what's the equivalent of rolling for keep your cool. I think he tries to play it off as a little bit of indigestion or something. But he tries to recover as quickly as possible and use this to immediately, because Brindle is, it's not like this wasn't already on Brindle's mind. So it's not like this is a new thought that's being introduced. Oh, hey, we could case this place and steal stuff. Yes, there's reason that Brindle did not actually tell this guy his name. That never came up. He didn't actually say his name. And I'd like to use this to see if there's any magical wards that are in effect around the shop, because there almost assuredly are.
oh yeah, there's you take a quick look around, you notice like the walls. Two things you notice. One, they're lined with adjuration magic. Two, the detect magic doesn't extend beyond the walls. It stops dead. Which
okay,
something seems to be blocking it. There's definitely wards around here.
Seems like a good place to find it seems like a good guy to talk to about hiding magical items.
The way I can explain it is like as you stand here just like absorbing all this just magical insight, it's like the equivalent of like standing just a little too close to like an engine. You can like kind of feel the heat kind of starting to build up on your skin. Like it's not going to burn you, but it's uncomfortable almost. As you're like, wow, there's a lot of fucking magic in this place, and you didn't like it didn't even register in your brain.
Yeah. Now this nobody would be surprised that there's a whole world of things going on around Brindle without him noticing. Yeah, I'm gonna say that there's not a whole lot more that Brindle will do right then. He doesn't want to stop short and give away the fact that he's being bombarded by this new information and new feelings and what's it called, appreciation for the things that are going on around him. Wow. So he will take note of this. Is there anything in there that like kind of stands out with this engine thrumming? Is there a massive source of heat here, or
collective things that really stick out? There's wands, there's gems, there's necklaces, there's like all sorts of things, and you're like, just the sum total of like these hot coals have just created this warmth.
This is a heck of a cobbler shop. Cool. Well, neat. This is a discovery. This is great. So I'm gonna say that he heads on out, and then takes a moment to thank Nikolai again, and heads on out.
Immediately when you look back at the shop, like dead zone, nothing, quiet. And then a few moments later, like there are other magical auras in the world as you like blink a few times, just kind of.
Oh my gosh, it's still happening. Okay.
Yeah, they fade out, and you're like, that was insane.
That was insane. This was the stone, I assume. Can I tell?
Process of elimination. It wasn't Nikolai.
Yeah, surely wasn't. Oh man. The stone. I'm gonna. Where are we meeting up? Out of curiosity.
The boarding house. But
not the safe house. Okay. Yeah. I think that'll be good. Because I think what Brindle will do is get there and then use that spot to put the stone inside of the bag of holding.
Okay. It's interesting because it's a small bag, and then like as you take this like large gemstone, it just kind of like just widens around it, and then just almost gulps it down. And it's like,
Yeah, this is new. This is new to Brindle. I don't think he's ever been around such a an expensive piece of what's it called? Magic. Other than the one he's wearing, I guess the one that Sergio gave to all of us. Those are probably similarly priced, but he doesn't really know that, so it's fine.
And magic items are not cheap.
That was quite the trip. Yeah. All right. So yeah, Brindle's back at the house, back at the flat, and has put the stone inside of the bag of holding. I don't know if that'll stop it from communicating with him, but we'll find out. He's not necessarily against it right now. That was quite the little dangle of capability in front of Brindle. He is not against this at the moment, but it is still unnerving. It's very unnerving. So.
Unbeknownst to the rest of us, Brindle's fighting his own personal demon, and by personal demon we mean the gemstone.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
As you walk into the house, you're just like assaulted by Suta, who's just like just slams into you and immediately just starts like trying to climb up your legs for attention. Everyone else is kind of gathered around. Madam Ethelwhite has made like a nice stew for the evening, seeing that you've all shown up, and just there's a pot of it kind of boiling on the stove. How's your day?
This is B's show. This is B's rodeo.
Oh yeah, B's rodeo. I think B is probably going to be meeting up with, try to contact Volo and ask about preparations, like what kind of preparations should the group make.
As B is like in the tea room on the sending stone. All the rest of you, it's hard, you can't hear the actual dialogue, but you can hear the in the background of Volo just being excitable.
He just got the stone like this far away.
Yeah, it's like, are you on speaker? I'm not on speaker. He's just yelling.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we'll meet me at the gates. We'll have all the research prepared. The guards are briefed. We are ready to go. I am. Oh, the anticipation, B. The anticipation I felt the last 2 days. I cannot describe it in words, which is a travesty because I'm a writer, right? But I need to take this experience and fully live it so I can just get it on paper and tell that story to the world. And I'm so happy that you're going to be a part of this. You and Silas and he pauses and he goes, were the others coming? I did get passes for them.
Yes, they will be coming. Yes.
Oh, excellent. It'll be a whole group adventure. We can stop by the portal afterwards.
That sounds amazing to me.
Summer's on me.
Fantastic. We'll see if Silas has any luck in negotiating for a non-alcoholic version this time.
I don't believe they sell anything that's not alcoholic at the portal.
I don't believe so either, but what I can't bear to crush his hope,
I think even the water has alcohol in it.
That has more to do with this city's water treatment concerns than anything else. But that's a joke.
Have you met Gatsby Rudderbucks?
Who?
The editor of the Waterdeep Wazoo. Have you met him? Good friend.
No, I don't believe I have.
You two would have a lot in common. He has just tomes of opinions about Waterdeep infrastructure, and I think
if there's one thing that I really, really get invested in, it's Waterdeep infrastructure, and it would be really cool to meet somebody else who can get loud about infrastructure.
I'll set up a meeting.
Fantastic. Well, I would love to, I am looking forward to our meeting this evening. I'll make sure that everybody's ready. I assume we're going fully kitted out as if we were adventurers.
Cool. Yeah, bring everything. Every day is an adventure, and you never know what that adventure will bring. Always be prepared.
All right. Well, we will see you in a couple hours.
I look forward to it. Click.
That man is extremely loquacious, but so non-specific that it's actually kind of difficult. His writing is so like direct.
That might be his editor.
He must have a very good editor, or his writing style is better than his linguistic approach. Anyway, he's very pleasant, but yeah, so I guess we should go in
You
armed
know,
and armored up.
you notice in like Volo's Guide to Monster, there's the preface, which in parentheses is abridged, and it is the literal intro of like, "Hey everybody, I just want to tell you my entire life story before I give you the recipe for minestrone soup today." And it's like that entire thing, and like the abridged is still like 15 pages. Before he's like, "Also, I wrote a cool book," and then yeah, his editor did some great work.
I'm reading a book right now called Science and the Secrets of Nature. It's about it's a history text about the books of secrets in uh, the medieval period and sort of pre-Renaissance Europe, sort of from like the 1000s to the 1400s. And the opening to it is very much that.
Incredible.
It's very much like, yeah. I'm looking up a lot of words.
Hmm.
Anyway. Yeah, so B is going to be kind of like preparing things, sort of making sure that all of her components are in reach. And probably, you know, maybe doing some like relatively minor things to make the armor that she's going to be wearing look. She didn't wear armor to the museum, so it's not going to look any. It's not going to be at all similar.
Wizard's wearing armor. What?
Why would wizards wear armor? Um, I think, does she own armor?
You shouldn't.
I don't think I do. I have the mage armor spell.
Yeah.
Wait, do I? No, I don't.
I- oh,
Yeah, wizards usually don't have armor. That's why clerics are cowards.
Clerics are cowards.
Yeah, yes. Who all is joining on this adventure? As B has said, like, "Hey, I'm going to the city today to do some research with Volo." Like, you all were invited at that drunken night at the Yawning Portal.
Well,
Volo apparently got you passes.
Lavinia's going because she's worried about what's going on in the City of the Dead because of the Willis Solstrom case
Mm-hmm.
and him doing stuff at night and B being there at night and maybe getting jumped. So I think Lavinia probably goes into the closet and gets like uh her spear from when she was a member of the guard. Uh because she doesn't really carry that as a watch officer, but when she was a member of the guard, she sure did.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably comes down the stairs with that.
Brindle's 100% in. I mean, he thinks Volo's great. Volo's a good time. Yeah, absolutely. Also, they get to go into a place that normally would be very difficult to get into. Getting inside of the City of the Dead, that's this whole thing. And it is a reason for him to bring a crowbar. So, let's go. Yeah.
You know?
I'm one skull short of a basketeer reunion.
Get your shovel. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely Brindle's in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Riv is in as well, though, like, and they're not gonna say this to anyone, but honestly, it's probably 75% FOMO. Like, that is their primary motivation.
Mm-hmm.
They do not necessarily care about getting to see the City of the Dead. They do also feel, okay, no, let's make that a 50%, because there's also 50% wanting to have B's back because B had their back when they almost got jumped with Rainier. So that's like a primary factor. And then secondly, they do not want to hear all of the amazing stories of whatever is going to happen and not have gotten to experience them.
Heck yeah. All right, as you all kind of kit up and head out the door, it's getting a little late in the city, right? The sun is basically just about to set. By the time you reach the gates, it'll be nighttime. At the front gates of the city of the dead, which is its own district, by the way. If anybody hasn't looked at the map recently, it is pretty large.
Mhm.
You see Volo, Silas, and Silas is just patiently nodding as Volo has basically uh, pulled him and the two guards into just an insane like pontification rant about just different building materials and substances that the gates are made of. He's just
Mhm.
on about this like wrought iron gate and its properties to like repel ghosts, and just fascinated by it. As the four of you walk up, he's like, "Ah, it's good to see all of you," and he runs up and gives you all just like a big hug. Um,
Oh,
so, are you ready for an adventure of a nighttime?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Brindle has a crowbar just like above his head. Yes.
The guards looks at you like you don't. Everything's the gates are open.
Yeah. It's just I like it. It's
It's
that's the
okay.
sentence.
He's with me. Listen, I assure you, no damage or destruction will happen to this property. This is simply a research expedition, but it's always good to be prepared. So,
yeah.
Brindle's
I
doing
mean,
the
you
right
never
thing
know.
here.
Rocks need to be upturned to search for things.
Like bones.
We
The
should
guard
know.
like gives you another look and is just like looks at the passes and is like, "All right, hey, look, ground rules, right? Just because you have passes to go in doesn't mean you can run around like you own the place, all right?" And the other guard is like unlocking the gate. Says, "Free to roam the grounds. Any open areas you are allowed into. That include crypts and mausoleums. Some are open for visiting, even at night. That said, be respectful. Don't disturb anything. Okay? If something's locked, it's locked for a reason. Leave it be. Okay? You might encounter some guards along the grounds. They're aware that you're here. Keep your passes with you. They may come up and check because, well, wouldn't be the first time we've had somebody try to break in, right? Any questions?"
Oh, okay. Brindle puts a crowbar away. I don't think Brindle has any questions. However, he does eye up what the guard was using to unlock the gate.
That's a simple simple like metallic key that unlocks like a nice gate that swings open on both sides.
Okay.
I think
Um,
Lavinia just kind of like casually asks, she's like, they're not still doing night construction here, are they?
no, it stopped a while back.
Because they were done or because something happened?
I don't know. Just I think the crew finished up and they were done.
Okay. Which part of the city was that in, just so we can be extra careful, just in case we don't step on anything too fresh?
Stand by. Pull my map up again.
Is Willis working?
Northern part of the city of the dead. So as you guys are, if you, for those of you looking at the map, you are currently on. Oh, you're in the way. That's like Cofferlich Street off the high road, the main like middle entrance of the city of the dead. So he points up to the north area.
All right, we will be careful if we make it up that way. Make sure we're not disturbing any fresh work.
All right. Are we ready to go? B is like vibrating at this point. Like B was like really harried and like kind of casual about it sort of all day, but now that it's here, she's just like, I'm gonna do the thing. Oh my god. Like it's you know, it gone from 0 to 60 very, very quickly. It's like, are we ready?
Mhm.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Lead the way, Volo.
Follow me. Our first stop, the Hall of Heroes. We'll see a mausoleum that has portraits, statues, and tales of those heroic fighters who fell in service of the great city of Waterdeep and their heroics across the Sword Coast. Maybe we'll see a lingering spirit. It takes you into the City of the Dead. There's an abrupt change. The noise and background of the city goes away. It's much quieter here. It's a little colder here too. For Lavinia and B, you sense magic here. Uh, you know that it would be hard for you to like tell without casting detect magic, but your first thought goes to abjuration.
Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And things just quiet, a little damp. You can smell like fresh dirt. You can see and fresh cut grass. You can see everything is well maintained. There are a series of paths that lead you through the city of the dead. There's small cemetery or small tombstone markers dotted between larger statues and even larger mausoleum buildings. As you head down towards the southern part of the City of the Dead to go to the Hall of Heroes, um, start to get set up and work on your research. The Volo goes up to the door, tries the handles, and then just kind of opens the mausoleum slowly. You can see inside these very low light, ever burning torches that spring to life a little brighter as he walks in. You can see statues, portraits, and different plaques dedicated to heroes who fell in service of Waterdeep. He says, let's take a look around. B, Silas, tell me anything you see magic wise, research wise. I'm looking for wards or disturbances or any type of just protections that are being used. I'd like to make sure that we annotate all of that.
I'm gonna detector some magic. And yeah, I'm gonna cast detect magic. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna do for now. My my sparrow is with me, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you
Just
cast detect
chilling.
magic immediately. Adoration and necromancy are the two things
Okay.
you see. For 5e clarification, necromancy is not always bad or scary. Technically, healing spells are necromancy, right? In this case, you identify like wards and very quickly identify things like gentle repose, right? Which is
Mhm.
standard casting, right? Probably from clerics of the area. For everyone else who's just kind of poking around, go ahead and throw me an investigation check, please.
Yeah.
Can I do that as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whilst poking around?
Yeah.
19.
5 for Brindle.
Yeah, I got
4.
a 7.
What is this investigation? Okay, yeah, it's a 6.
I think for Brindle, Riv, and B, Volo's like, all right, everyone, let's all take a look around, and then immediately like sees a portrait and just starts launching into like the historical texts of this great hero. And every time you start to like walk off, and he's like, that was the midpoint of his career, and really the highlights of what came next, right? And just like, I'm trying to do the thing you asked me to do, and it's like you're walking outside, he's walking with you, and he's like, the thing that people don't know about Algernon the Great, honestly, like the sword was the key to his success. Just like it's still continuing to talk, and you're like, I'm not getting anything done.
Brindle's not even trying to like rip himself away from this. He is entranced by Volo's just like sheer amount of energy about things that honestly Brindle does not care about at all. But he's just like, oh yeah, no, this is great. This is awesome.
Forged a sword from a comet that fell from the cosmos. Incredible, and brilliant. Like just on.
Yeah.
Lavinia, what'd you roll?
19.
I'm glad one of us is holding it down, so it's not going to have to be like the NPC. It's
I'm
going
gonna roll
to
for
be
Silas
fucking
too. Hold on.
Silas like saving us.
That's a
It's
straight up-
motherfucker nat 20s.
straight up
Lavinia's here
2.
because it's like
Okay.
somebody
I
killed
rolled a
somebody.
2 too.
Lavinia, you kind of like break away as he just has everyone else held captive in this just excitable speech. And you kind of work your way like around the mausoleum to the other side. I'm just checking out the outside, check out the statues. It is very peaceful here. It's a place you think would be spooky, but is actually just very tranquil. And you're not sure if that's like the wards around it or just because, well, maybe it's just something in the air. I don't know. But I feel very calm. And then there's this strange, almost like hole on your shoulder, towards the north.
I assume you mean the shoulder that is wounded and missing its limb.
Yeah.
If I turn towards where it's pulling, do I see anything, or is it just a sense?
As you kind of turn to look at in that weird like phantom pool on just a limb that's been lost, right? You don't see anything. You just see the rolling, maintained grass, the tombstones dotting the kind of dark horizon, a little bit of mist kind of settling over the grass. But a feeling kind of creeps up on you. And it's one of almost complexity, where you have this drop of sorrow that ripples into a sense of loss and a sense of,
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
hello, Raiders. We're exploring a
Hello.
cemetery, and it is spooky.
It's so spooky.
We're in the city of the dead.
We're in the city of the dead, and my phantom limb is acting up.
And that ripples out into just a sense of loss, which ripples out further into a sense of begrudging acceptance, which ripples just still a little further into that denial of, this doesn't have to be this way. I can be whole again. And that feeling like very rapidly goes through your mind and body, and to a point where you almost feel yourself clenching both fists before that sensation fades. You're left standing there kind of in the misty dark.
Well, kind of hate that. Kind of don't love it. Ooh.
you'd like to make an
So
insight, you're welcome to.
I would love to. I was gonna say, what can I roll to suss out what the fuck that was? Insight. That's a +3.
In the background, you can just hear like, "Oh, these chalk marks must be part of an old circle of protection." Oh, wait, they're just scuffs on the ground.
23.
The sensation you get is not one of like malevolence. It feels like just in the same way. It feels like that nostalgic moment where you reflect back on something that hey, in your case, a very very real loss, but also that sensation of I lost like a special thing in my childhood, or like there's like something significant that I had deep emotional attachment to that just is gone. And I haven't really let that surface in a while. But now I'm having that resurface of just complex feelings. But it's not bad, it's bittersweet almost in a strange way. Little more emphasis on the bitter.
Hmm.
But doesn't seem hostile or scary.
And is the pull towards the north still there, or has that also faded?
As you linger outside for a little bit, after a few minutes, um, you feel another just light kind of pull in that direction. Uh, and as you do so, you can hear the rest of Volo and the group kind of stomping around the outside, being like, "B, look at this brick pattern."
B is looking at that brick pattern. Is there anything magical about the brick pattern?
It's
Probably not.
the way it's laid, like it's not normal, but there's got to be some sort of magical significance to it, right?
I mean, B's gonna we'll check it out. Is there anything magically
It is actually. You can see the way it's layered. It's designed to reinforce for magical wards.
okay?
And you're like, oh shit, yeah, like this is layered specifically to make sure, like, not only does the magic hold up to impact, but the actual material does as well.
The other thing that you can kind of see here is, and this is sort of energy resonance theory, but the way these angles, or the way it was when they were initially laid, were here, were selected here. That would have made this the circle or anything laid here probably last about half again as long as you'd expect, which is neat. Of course, I'm still working on those theories, but uh, that should work.
I love it. What about that? This is a spider web. Damn.
Yeah.
I think there's something up ahead there. And Lavinia will point with the tip of the spear. She'll point it in the direction where the pull was.
For a brief second, you almost mess it up and point with your not hand, your missing hand,
Phantom Limb.
because it feels at times like it's almost there.
It hasn't acted up like this since like right around the time when it first was cut off. This is the most it's been doing this.
Volo stops and goes, "So there's something up to the north?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it is? Is it a ghost?" Oh, I'd love
Spiritual
to see
in
another ghost.
some way.
So I'll take a look.
Yeah.
And
So ready with my crowbar.
because
Brindle's gonna wield it like it's a cross in front of a vampire, just like, eh.
B just sort of quietly casts mage armor on herself. Just kind of like,
Like, just like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I'm just gonna, just a little bit of mage armor. Sounds good to me.
As we start to zoom out as you head north to investigate the source of that strange emotion. Brindle, you feel it too. Lavinia says it.
I can feel Lavinia's phantom limb.
No, not yet. You feel that just strange feeling of loss. It's muted and muffled, as if it's coming from a much further distance, like something's blocking it. But since she said it, you're like, that is. I also feel a slight pull.
Yeah, Brindle is a little more serious than he had been. There's something up there. I feel something.
With my detect magic on, is there anything I see?
Roll me one more perception, please.
Okie dokie. Perception is 15.
What would this register as? Hold on.
What was that you just softly said?
Yeah. What was that?
Nothing.
You sure?
Yeah,
You sure it was nothing?
Let's it up real quick. Hmm, hmm, hmm.
I don't like this.
You actually sent a very faint, full of unclassified divine magic.
Oh, there's something divine there, which I'm going to point out to everyone is not the same as good or friendly. Just big religion.
Bella looks at you and his eyes light up. He's like, there's a reason I brought you. Oh, exciting.
Let's go poke it with a stick. Brindle, can I see your crowbar?
Yeah, okay.
Crowbar fully as long as she is.
It's a walking stick.
It's fully like a shepherd's crook in her hand.
We zoom out with the six of you heading north. The camera rotates away, and we see two people with excavation gear walking through a strange series of dark tunnels. Water drips kind of echo through this very low lit cavern. And you have one in the back say, "Hey, you sure this is the right way?" And one in the front kind of fumbling with a piece of paper, and he's like, "Yeah, it's the right way. We found it before. We found it again. Just give me a second here. It's all these damn tunnels look alike." Yeah, it's that one up ahead. And then they emerge into a small room, and he says, "Yeah, there it is. It's that creepy statue. Broken down, old dwarven statue from a relic long forgotten. Chunks of it kind of smashed, main body pieces laying sideways." And he says, "All right, so from the statue, take a right. We got a little ways to go, and we'll be up there. We're on the right track. Come on. Hurry it up. We don't have all night." And the person in the back doesn't move. He just says, "Hey, what's that light?" And they both turn to look at this just ancient relic and see like a soft, glowing purple light coming from its eyes. My friend says, "I don't know, but I don't have time for that, and that's not what we're here for. Get your shit and let's move. This place creeps me out." And zoom out and fade away. That's session for tonight. So
Oh no.
Oh,
We're having a
no.
normal
No.
one and it's fine. I'm not worried at all.
We're having a normal one. Those guys are having a really bad one.
Or they're
Lavinia,
about to.
Lavinia
Lavi-
might be about to have a bad one. We don't know.
Mhm.
That's
yeah,
true.
Lavinia's having an eldritch one at the
Yeah.
moment.
find out on our next episode of Dragon Balls. Wait, hold on.
Wait,
Hold
no,
on.
that other one.
Yeah.
Neverember's Enigma.
Neverember's Enigma.
Ah!
Next session, we'll take 5 episodes to charge up our powers. I love that show, but damn, that is not a good. When you're right, you're right. Right.
Well,
Anyway,
we'll only
so-
get time for that.
Next
Do a-
episode, it's all Ghost Town all the time.
Mhm.
Ghost song, ghost song, ghosts. Next episode we'll be in 2 weeks, which I'm excited for because I don't think we had a back-to-back session in a minute.
It's been a
Heck
while.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't.
It's been a while.
So let's do some outros and we'll call it a night, shall we? It's a button that says Bedlam Big. Hold on. Haha! Bedlam Big. Click. Go for it.
I have been and will continue to be Bedlam playing Brindle Fallow. You can find me here in a couple of weeks. It'll be great. We're gonna find out what's going on here in the City of the Dead, and what other things are going to happen out of this stone that I'm carrying around of Galore, who seems to keep invading my thoughts. So yeah, playing Brendel, half elf, former farmer, possibly still a farmer, but certainly working for the Zentarum, who might be kind of the family here in Waterdeep. And you can also catch me playing in Thy Kingdom Come on the Monday before Neverember's Enigma in 2 weeks. And if you want to find out what happens with supernatural teenagers and the sort of things that happen when you put them between two hierarchies of good and evil, or however you might want to interpret them. Anyway, so yeah, come on back here at LFTA.
Heck yeah. Go with JD.
I'm going to try to be quick. We're going to see how that goes. Hi, I'm JD. Tonight I played Riv, who is just along on this adventure to be along on this adventure, even though they have so many other things that they need to be addressing, like the state of their relationships. It's fine. We're not going to worry about it. You can find me doing a number of things this upcoming weekend. Lost Caravan, who rated us, is doing Caravan of Cthulhu this week, and I will be playing some Delta Green with them
Ooh.
on Saturday in the middle of the day. I am playing Agent Carver. Don't read into the last name. It's fine. Nothing bad is going to happen. Nothing bad has ever happened. I will then be with Entropy Emporium that very night for Blooming in the Rot, our Invisible Sun actual play, and then I will be back here on Sunday for Academy H, our Masks actual play podcast. You can also find me, if you enjoy Masks, running a Horror Masks game on Entropy Emporium next Tuesday, and then we will finally be back here for Redacted next Thursday. It has been forever, but we are finally back. And then I actually have a premiere that Friday that I still can't announce yet. So we will see when I'm allowed to say that. And yeah, I will not throw anything else out, even though there's about 5 other things I can see on my calendar between now and our next session. If you want to know where I'm at, follow me on socials at JD not Jason Dean.
Heck yeah. I noticed sleep wasn't in there anywhere.
I
I didn't
sleep
hear it.
a normal amount.
Who's normal?
Malcolm Bright, we all know this.
Della, you're up.
Hi, I'm Della Collins. I have been B. I'm on the struggle bus today, friends. I will be in Redacted next week. You can find me here every Thursday, in fact, in this game and in Redacted. In Redacted, I play a haunted house just chock full of ghosts, and there's one who's been locked in the basement for a really long time, and he is fixing to burn down the whole shebang. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Check it out on next Thursday. And then after that, every Monday, you can see me where I am GMing every other month. No, not every other Monday. Second and fourth Mondays, I'm running Thy Kingdom Come, where we are presently in the basement of a hospital experiencing some divine intervention. Kind of. We'll see.
Whether we want it or not.
Whether
Yeah.
you want it or not. Well,
We're
I
not
feel
having crises.
I feel like it's really more like you guys intervened in what it was doing, but some mortal intervention.
I love it.
Anyway, that's me.
Heck yeah. And Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. You can find me at Hexbutt on all social media. Tonight I was Lavinia Hale. Remember, ACAB does include Lavinia Hale, even when she is going through it, potentially being taunted by some divine spirit willing to offer her her arm back. If that's what's about to happen. That's what she thinks is about to happen, because there's no other explanation for any of that shit. I am every other Saturday morning. I play Kelly Violet in Class Reunion, which is our Saturday morning cartoon D&D game.
Nice.
It's not a cartoon. We're very serious over there. we there's tears. Don't it's fine. And then every other Sunday I am with Academy H playing Lyra Kroll, just a teenager who can manipulate glass, fighting for her life. Theoretically, emotionally, relationship wise, it's fine. I don't do anything anywhere else. I'm only here on LFTA. I live here and I die here.
Heck yeah. And I realized I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. So I do that all the time. Hi, I'm Andrew. I run the game. That's basically it. I just have fun reacting to the shenanigans that these lovely players throw in front of me, and just giving their backstory for fun notes to be like, that looks terrible. Let's do that. So far, I think it's working out. Occasionally, I get to play a steamy noir detective, which that's fun. Yeah, that's me. Let's do a raid. I'm gonna go raid C plus content. They're playing Mask actually, so
Nice.
it'll be a very cool thing.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So you're gonna see the thanks for watching screen. I'm gonna hit the raid button. You probably won't see this on camera, but I'm gonna yell raid, 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 and then you'll all be thrown over to the raid. Or just do it now, because that's exciting. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for donating. Heck yeah, we're almost $100 away from our new extended goal for Doctors Without Borders. So keep that up. That's amazing. Anyway, have a great night, and we'll see you all next time.
Good night, y'all.
My friends.